Hello, and Bree just left. Hi everyone. Hello. How's it going?
It's always a good way to start off, with the technical difficulties.
She went running for the hills the second the podcast started.
I don't know. My internet just randomly died.
Oh God, that's been happening to me this week.
I couldn't handle the power of the good version of Sharktopus.
I still don't know if it being good makes it good.
Yeah, I don't know that I would.
My drift.
Yeah, I do.
All right. So we are going to get started with the podcast. Hello, Jacob. We're going to talk about our why did you do that? Okay. We're going to talk about our
technical
weeks.
issues. Everyone gotta love tech.
Yeah.
So my week was pretty good. We had a great Superman podcast that I recorded over the weekend. That'll be...
Oh boy, it's gonna be a good podcast. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that will be dropping soon. Probably gonna post that on 4th of July.
Ooh.
I saw F1 over the weekend.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
It was a very very good theatrical experience. Like if you're gonna see any movie in on the big screen, other than the stuff that's coming in July, you're gonna want to check this one out in Dolby.
Nice. Excellent. Good to hear good things about it. Bree.
Well,
last.
Yeah, I don't know. Chrome hates me right now. Hopefully that's the end of it. Yeah, I did a lot of podcast recording last week. Been reading a little bit, doing stuff with Doggo. I can't believe June's over, and just kind of figuring out what my next month is gonna be like. And again, my brain is just Sharktopus rot now, and I'm like trying to contend with that.
Nice. Kiona.
Got back to playing Doom the Dark Ages, so been doing that, almost done with it. I do not like the open levels. I think it's too much and it gets overwhelming. So Eternal's the best of the three, I think. I've come to that conclusion. Even though I really like 2016, but yeah, it's that's my take on Doom. Also planning on getting back to streaming soon. Gonna do things a little bit differently. So we're kind of, adjusting that and getting my ideas ready and stuff like that. And then what else? More TTRPG playing. More of that has been going on. And apart from that, just watched a lot of Superman because we had the Superman podcast. So that was good fun. But yeah, that's been my week.
Nice. Hello. I finished off Assassin's Creed Revelations and started playing 3. The closest feeling I can tell you to playing Assassin's Creed 3 after directly playing Revelations, as far as gameplay, like combat and movement wise, is the scene in Forrest Gump where he runs out of his leg bracers. That is the closest thing I can come to, like, I can move and I can freely kill things and I'm not like shackled to the floor. And I can just press one button and it does all the parkour for me. And I can actually think with just one directional kill. Like, oh, I'm like moving and like shocked at the ways of like just simple button layout changes make it a whole different game. It's unbelievable how simple changes made that game infinitesimally better from a gameplay standpoint. It's not the original, it is the remaster. So I see what the original looks like, and remaster is really nice. So far, Hatham is, for what I know Hatham does, oh boy, does he seem like a fucking scumbag, and he's a very well-written scumbag. So that's really nice. I have not gotten to Connor yet, but I am really close to that, and I'm looking forward to it. A lot more violent. So in the original Assassin's Creed, like even leading up to Revelations, I noticed a change. It was
Yeah.
just, stab the guy, get him in the throat, get him in the back, maybe a couple stabby stabs, and then they're done. In this, it's 3-4 stab in the chest, up through the bottom of the neck, eject, and then slash them to the floor.
Nice. Love it.
Where was that the entire line? Like Hatham in full naval dress is just styling on folks like he's in Devil May Cry. What the fuck are we doing?
Nice,
watching
nice.
this,
Love
watching
that.
this sailor doing smoking sexy style. I'm like, what I was not expecting that. I expect this from
They
Connor with this.
increased the animation budget.
They most certainly did, and I love every freaking second of it. So I'm looking quite forward to that. Yeah, that thing's gonna be great. And I was upset because I thought I wasn't gonna be able to play Liberation. It's one of if not the first one where it's a female main character, because it's not just in the not in the availability on PS5 to get it. And then I opened up 3 and it's like both of them are just in there. So that's cool. So I'll be able to play that. I won't miss out on that one. The only one I've missed out on so far is 1. And apparently that's going to be a remake in like 2 to 3 years. So I'm not going to have to worry about that. I'll just play that one. Because you can't play 1 natively on the 5 right now. But I got to play as Altair in Revelation, so that's kind of nice.
Nice.
What else did I do? Got back into Palworld a little bit this weekend. They just dropped a
Cool.
massive fucking update. Massive.
I've heard. I have heard
it's
that.
good. There's new enemies can construct their own bases, and you have to break into them to get blueprints to make your bases better. They just added fishing. They added like 90 new pals.
Oh God, the
Yes.
fishing.
Oh, they added so much new shit. There's
Of
like
course they added
actual.
fishing.
I haven't played the game in probably 2.5 years, and now or however long it was, I put in like 2 days worth of play, so like 48 hours, and then I got in. There's like mission structures. There's all this stuff. It's not just an open
Dang.
world. It's a lot more. It's a lot nicer.
I kind of want to
It's-
go back and restart the whole thing and just kind of
It's
play with the
great.
update and see what happens,
It's great.
See how different it
fe-
is.
It feels a lot better, like worlds better. And I didn't hate the
Cool.
game before, but highly suggested. It is. I forgot just how damn calming it is playing the game.
Yeah.
And you can make your own server, modify it all you want on anything. You can modify damage output. You can modify your base, like decay. You can modify the damage enemies can do to you. You can modify the damage you do to enemies. You can modify drop rates. All of it's just in the game naturally. It's not mods.
Oh wow.
So it's just there. It's awesome. And you can switch it on the fly in your own server. So it's really nice. It's
Nice.
a blast. It's a lot more fun than any Pokemon game I've ever played. No wonder why Nintendo's so gung-ho to be like, fuck you guys for making our idea better. Meow. Who knew all we needed in Pokemon was indentured servitude?
It makes everything better. Wait a minute. Don't quote me on that.
The
Don't
kids
take me
will
out of
eat it
context.
right up. Well, yeah, no, it's a shit ton of fun. And they like even back when you started in the game with a glitch, they have tower bosses instead of like gyms. You could catch the
Mhm.
tower boss with a glitch and have it as a pal with like the person attached to their pal. And then they
Right.
took that away and everyone's like, "Oh, that sucks." Now with the update, you have missions to where if you do the missions for that gym leader after you beat them, you just get them as a pal naturally. So they made it a game mechanic to earn them back.
Oh, nice.
So they didn't like take it away permanently. So it's really nice. So
That's cool. Wow.
It's awesome. And like you can have the gym leader just as a pal on you, like Zoe, the first one that has that Grisbolt, has like these demonic attacks and a fucking rocket launcher that just accompanies you around. It's fantastic. I love it to death. I really, really do. But all right. So yeah, that is that. We'll see how much we have Bree in this podcast.
Yeah. Oh,
Hopefully. it's-
technical difficulties suck. I'm so sorry that she's going through that right now.
yeah,
Curse
yes
you,
they do,
Chrome.
but we will
Oh,
soldier on
it's the
until
worst.
it is. we'll soldier on until we can hopefully get her situation figured out. All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna start
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
old buy or sell.
Mhm.
I really don't have an opinion because I think I've seen one episode of the original. Mike, buy or sell that they're reportedly moving forward with an Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2.
I'm gonna sell this for now
Mm.
only because season 1 was I want to say either 2 or 3 years ago, and I know with streaming these shows usually take years for continuations, but
Oh, that's
I think
complicated.
this one the ship is probably sailed.
Yeah, we'll see.
Uh,
Or is Ewan McGregor banging on the door wanting to play Obi-Wan Kenobi some more?
That I
Fiona?
buy.
I did not like Obi-Wan season 1, unfortunately. I think that there's potential if they improve certain things about it,
Excuse me.
but I don't know that that's going to happen. So I would say sell. But like I said, there's potential in it. The ideas are there. Obviously you can get Ewan McGregor to play it some more, and
Yeah.
I mean, more Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan is always a good thing, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I'm iffy on it, if anything.
The last full thing that I watched through was Skeleton Crew, and I really liked that. I thought Skeleton Crew was pretty
Yeah, Skeleton Crew was actually really, really good.
I'm
Yeah.
going to get around to that one.
It's Goonies in space.
Yeah.
That's like it's awesome. It's really, really good. I loved it.
And one of the actors in that is going to be the new Slayer in the Buffy revival as well.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
right.
What do? Oh,
The main girl, I think.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. I really liked her.
Yeah, I know. She did a really good job in Skeleton Crew, so
That's just cool. Nice.
all right.
I'm all right with that. Alrighty.
Yeah, same.
Kiona, buy or sell that
Uh-huh.
Michael Bay is apparently directing the next Transformers movie.
Boo his cell. Get him away from it. Don't do it.
Never again.
Never again. Jesus.
Because guys, the
let's
problem
just
with
run
the
it
last
more into
one,
the ground.
the problem with the last ones is that Michael Bay wasn't directing them, not that they were actual
Yes.
Transformers movies and people didn't want those.
Transformers
it's
1, I still say, is really good.
Oh, it's
It's
very good.
It was marketed
Uh,
like crap, but like
Yes.
the live action ones, it's almost like, maybe
Yeah,
getting one of these, fuckers like every 2 years, maybe people got a little burnt out. Who knows?
Or
It's
if you,
pro- probably that one.
yeah.
I liked Bumblebee a lot, and I
Yeah.
liked Beast Wars even. I didn't think Beast Wars was bad. I thought it was actually pretty good.
I'm like,
It was enjoyable for what it
Bumblebee
was.
is like one of my like
Bumblebee is
all-time favorites, or how I call
a
it, the,
very good
you know,
film.
the shape of Bumblebee.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
The Shape of Bee.
It's almost like if you make the movie about the Transformers and not mostly the humans, they are better.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Who would have
how
thought?
that
I know.
works.
Who would have thought of that? You know?
So crazy.
Liking the Transformers. in
I
my
know,
Transformers movies.
I know I go to a giant robot movie to see humans.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Well, unless they're
Uh,
Haley Steinfeld, in which case
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But she was an actual character. See,
Yeah,
that's
she
the
was
difference.
a character. That's the thing. It was actually well done.
and that's why people didn't like that. But it's like I tell you now, I think that Transformers 1 is in the running for like top 3 of worst advertised movies ever.
Yeah,
It's
I agree
certainly up
because
there.
100%.
the marketing was so bad for that, and then I ended up watching it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is actually really good."
Yeah, it was advertised as for like 4-year-olds, but like it's a really good movie.
Dude,
And-
Hemsworth at the end doing like a spot on Peter Cullen.
Exactly.
Like he
Yeah.
actually okay. Did you guys read that he actually consulted with Peter Cullen on how to do the voice and everything?
I
Like
believe
that's just crazy.
Yeah. And can you agree that Steve Buscemi as Starscream is fucking inspired casting?
That is inspired
It's perfect.
casting.
Like, that was unbelievable. It's like, there's no way you got Buscemi to be Starscream. It was so
Yeah.
good. And the animation style was fantastic. And then,
Yes.
is that
It actually was.
Brian Tyree Henry?
Yep.
Right?
Oh, he was
as
great
Megatron?
Megatron.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, everyone in it was
Yeah,
good.
I think they did justice to the legacy. I think they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was so G1 too. Like the whole thing was just Generation 1 love. You could see it.
Oh,
So yeah, that
absolutely.
was cool.
Absolutely. No, I agree 100%. Brie, buy or sell that Denis Villeneuve is directing the next James Bond.
Honestly,
Teddy
this
Villeneuve.
makes too much sense. I mean,
Yeah.
why not? At this point, I mean, I trust Denny. I mean, I'm sure, he'll elevate like the material. I mean, this choice makes sense to me is because it'll be different, but also it'll still be kind of like the same. So it's like adding a little spice to your food without like getting too crazy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Mike, buy or sell?
Yeah, I buy this, but less about the director. Like
I got
you-
more of that other stuff coming down there that we'll actually like sit and talk about the other details, like the cast, the possible castings, and all that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But really, what I like about this choice from Amazon's perspective is they're the ones taking this product pretty seriously. Like they're not just getting some random like journeyman who's like basically there to take orders from the producers. No, they want someone who has like a vision.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I agree.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. All right. Kiana, buy or sell that the final cut of Superman has been described as a live-action episode of Superman the Animated Series. It's very Silver Age. It's got a lot of sci-fi tropes. It's big in spectacle, drama, and laughs. Big heart, a very earnest film.
I buy it. I buy it completely. I could see
That's what
that.
I want.
I think that is exactly the way that they should go with this movie, and I think that that's what we're gonna get because you don't want it to be scared of its comic book roots. You don't want it to be scared of aiming high and just and like just taking a big swing at this thing. I really think that they should. Yeah, I mean, as far as it being an episode of the animated series, I think, yeah, hell yeah, the animated series is great. Yeah, so I mean, I'm so sold. I'm so setting myself up for disappointment. I'm so sold. I'm ready to see this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
Absolutely. Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy this. Of course, I have to see the movie first, but just based on the whispers that we've been hearing,
yeah,
it sounds like this is going to be a real winner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
It looks like it. This movie has been marketed so well. It's been the opposite of Transformers 1. It's been marketed completely
well.
Ingeniously, yeah.
Absolutely. Hopefully we get to bring you back soon.
I hope so.
Mike, buy or sell the Project Hail Mary trailer?
Man, this looks so good. I only sell one thing.
Mhm.
As good as the movie looks, I think they showed a little too much. Like
I agree.
For a movie that's not due for like 9 months, they showed way too much. Like in a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah.
This really should have just been like a 1-minute teaser.
Yeah.
Okay. All right with that.
I agree with it. I agree with you on that, Mike.
Bree, buy or sell the Project Hail Mary trailer?
I have been bad. I have not watched it yet. Like, the only trailer I watched today was the stupid Cat in the Hat trailer, which I have thoughts about. Mike knows those thoughts, but the short version is, don't give the cat teeth. It looks weird. It has never looked right. Please stop.
Oh.
Just stop.
No, don't do that. Please don't.
Cease and desist, please.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know that movie was being made until Mike sent me the trailer.
I
No.
heard about it, but it was like
Yo.
because Warner Brothers got the rights like a couple like years ago, but no one ever really saw anything. So it was literally Schrodinger's cat in terms of whether this movie existed or not.
Yikes. Yeah, it's really one of those things. It's all right. We'll see. Kiona, buy or sell Edgar Wright's Running Man remake trailer.
So I just saw that today. It popped up today, and I was the one who added it to the doc actually, and I actually really liked it.
Yeah, I thought it looked great.
I thought it looked fantastic, dude. I was like, what the hell? Coleman Domingo's in it. Like this movie's got a good cast. It's got like, it's very, America as it is today. It's very America. It's no longer a futuristic satire. No, I'm kidding. But like, it's a good, it actually looks like a good remake. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Edgar Wright. I didn't even know it was Edgar Wright until
Me
I saw
neither.
that. I was like, holy shit, this is actually really, it's amazing looking. So yeah. Yeah, he does, Jacob. I agree. He does action so well. I think the cast looks great. I think that the production value looks great. I love the fact that they're modernizing it and they're updating everything, but they're still keeping the core of the film intact. So yeah, it looks good, man. Like I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it. Didn't even know it was in development, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, neither did I. This is another one you show me trailer. Like,
That's
there's a
another
Running
one just
Man
popped up.
remake?
Yeah, no, this has been in development for a while, and supposedly it's going to be closer to the Stephen King book. So
Didn't even know that was a Stephen King book.
Can they please pay homage to how the guy dies at the end of the first one with Arnold?
Oh,
though?
wait, did you notice the Arnold on the dollar bill?
Oh yes.
Um,
Yeah, they're
You're
so like they're gonna lean
You're
into that. I'm
Sub-Zero.
happy.
Now just plain zero.
That's so brilliant.
It's so stupid. I love it.
It's such a dumb movie. It's so
Also-
great.
also, the
Yes.
fact that this is opening the same weekend as Predator Badlands, that's
Oh my
Oh
god.
shit.
that's gonna be a great double feature.
Somehow
Yeah.
Arnie should have a cameo in both of them. Bree,
The
fire
running
sale.
predator.
Yeah,
What sounds worse? What sounds worse? The running predator or the predator running?
yes.
Oh, that is a real Sophie's choice. Jesus.
Directed by Chris Hansen, either way.
Yes, exactly.
It says here you told the young boy that was an adult kiss and we'll do the rest later.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh nuclear.
That is one of my favorite. I tell you right now, I'm pretty sure I brought this up on this podcast before, but if you go, one of the best Reddits on planet is Evangelion memes. Those people are heartless. They don't care. They go for the throat every time. And they had the best edited image of freaking Misato Kutsuragi on this table. And Chris Hansen walking in. You said to Shinji that was an adult kiss and we'll do the rest later.
Oh.
Oh,
God, I love End of Ava, but
savagery, love
Lord, that is
That was
Kinda
one.
yikes.
It was one of the most animes to anime. It was an anime. I will I've never seen a guy get cucked in space by his giant love interest / mother by the guy people thought he had gay feelings for. And trying to describe the end of that movie in actual context.
Impossible.
no.
Because
Even
nothing I
in
just said was wrong. And I did. There's nothing I spoil in that statement, but that thing, and they're giant aliens, and then people turn into Fanta while it all comes crumbling's plane. The fucking end of that movie is the most cracked out thing. We watched it
It's
for a fresh.
fantastic, man.
We watch it for a fresh takes, and I'm just like, I forgot about all of this. What
I
is
love
going on?
Yeah, I remember. I think because here's my thing. I think I was like 14 or 15. I think I watched End of Ava, but I didn't watch any of Evangelion beforehand. I don't
Oh,
even think I
no.
watched.
Oh no.
How
What
how
did
would
you
you
even
do
think
that?
was going on?
I don't know. I was like enthralled. I was like, I mean, I guess that's good that
It
it
is
stood
kind
on
of
its
enthralling,
own.
I'll say that.
I will.
I actually never watched Ava until the Netflix stuff, so which was like years
Well,
after the
you
fact. And I
basically-
think
Go ahead.
I might have watched some of the rebuild films while they were on like Toonami, but other than that, like I was an Ava virgin.
You
Like,
basically had to like sacrifice 14 small goats to find a place to watch it before it was on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
yeah, I
closest
think
thing
I watched it on ye old YouTube, and it was like the really
Yeah.
bad like DVD rip of like the ADV dub.
yeah, where it sounds like they're recording it inside of a dishwasher inside of a hurricane.
I miss old YouTube.
Yeah.
Give
Oh.
this 5 stars. Part
Oh,
1 of
man.
8.
Part
For
1
real.
of 8, yeah. That's how I watched a lot of Power Rangers episodes that I hadn't seen. It was part 1 of 3, and they were all 10 minutes long. Is that like Citizen Kane?
That's how
No, it is not. I will tell you, I heard someone say this the other day, and I think it's very accurate, that Neon Genesis is the Star Wars of anime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd
can see
say that's
that.
probably
Alright.
more accurate.
Because Citizen Kane, I don't know if I can honestly tell you what the Citizen Kane of anime is. Because
Bebop,
that's a
maybe?
different... That's what we just said.
Maybe?
Did you say Ava?
No, I said Bebop.
Oh, Bebop. Oh,
You know what?
I thought you said
Maybe.
Ava. Because I'm trying to think of something that has as serious of a, and I'm not saying that
Akira?
Cowboy Bebop isn't serious. That's not a bad shout.
Mm.
I think maybe
Yeah.
that might be
That's
because that's
not
like
bad.
everybody's anime that like gets them into anime, you know? Or
That
at least it
is-
was.
That is not
When
a
I was
bad
growing
one.
It
that's not
still
bad.
is. I mean,
It
to
still
me-
is, yeah.
to me, at least Akira now is like, okay, your graduation
on.
from like watching Shonen Jump anime to watching real big boy anime.
Oh, I got another one. Perfect Blue.
I literally just popped it up.
Yes.
Blue.
I literally just popped it up. I was going to say it now. Are we going to say it would be that or something from Studio Ghibli?
Oh, maybe.
I could see.
I still think Akira is a very good shout for what that could be.
Yeah.
I would say Akira more. Cause
yeah.
Ghibli.
Because you've
Like,
got
this
stuff
sounds
like Grave of the
mean, I'm just-
Fireflies that would be up there like that.
It's Akira is also from that era of anime that was so like when it was like it was like a hidden thing, you know? It was sort of something that you
Yeah,
had to
you're
look
not
to
wrong.
find.
Yeah,
And it was something where like the animation style was just so different from what you have now.
that is right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
Ghibli
glad that I
is-
saw those because
And Ghibli, like,
nowadays,
in
man,
comparison, is kind of.
Hmm.
I don't want to say normie because I feel like that's the wrong word, but I feel like it's more accessible to a wider
Yeah.
audience than something like Akira.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Honestly, another one that would be up in there is, well, even though it's a series, it'd be Ghost in the Shell. That's another one that's way
Oh,
up
Ghost in
there.
the
yeah.
Shell.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
if you're looking, Jacob, if you're looking for the SpongeBob of anime, that would be a little one called Berserk.
Berserk.
So much fun, so much
Yeah.
wholesome, family-friendly fun.
It's two friends, they're one female friend, and then they have some disagreements every now and
They
then.
go on some fun
I-
adventures. They
I
meet
mean,
some
Fist of the
friends
North
along
Star.
way.
What about that?
Fit the- Good lord. Well,
Mm.
definitely more than One Piece or DBZ. Nothing against. I know Mike likes DBZ, but we are not saying that One Piece or DBZ is nearing the Sinkane quality of anime.
Yeah, no.
I
Even
don't know. You might make
my
some One
favorite
Piece
anime is
fans
Gurren
very
Lagann, and I'm
angry.
not going to say that.
Oh man, you
Okay,
guys know how I
careful,
feel about
Brock.
Dragon Ball.
I know you're a
Careful,
big
Brock.
fan.
Those One Piece stands are going to go
Huge.
after you.
I'm sorry, they can come back. It'll just take them 1,500 episodes to get to where I'm at in reality. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh man!
Did you
Oh
see
shit!
the rundown for what the One Piece is going to be lengthwise?
I'm scared.
They're at opens Google. Come on. How many episodes of One Piece are there? There's well over 1,000. Okay, right now there is 1,133. The One Piece, if the reports are accurate, so far the total with all of the arcs put together is in the 200s.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there thinking about this, and I talk to my buddy Chris about this, and I'm like, does that seem accurate? And he goes, well, I'm going to be honest with you. There are parts of One Piece, the animation, where they take a scene where a guy steps off his ship onto a dock and make it 15 minutes long when it's one panel in the manga.
Yeah,
But-
low-key.
That was when the guy who I can't think of his name, he's the same one who why Naruto was 4,000 episodes long. I can't think of the guy's name, but he got ousted from an anime studio recently. He was the guy that was at Period. What's his name?
Yeah, but
Guy-
low-key is like One Piece,
Anyway.
like that was
I
one of
know
the
who you're
reasons why
referring
I
to.
kept getting
Yeah.
like in and out of it because oh my god, when they were rescuing like Robin, like them jumping up, here we go, like was for 7 weeks straight. I was like, this is
Yeah.
engaged. Like, I love the drama of the story, but God, I cannot stay engaged. Especially since this is when the Adult Swim is like airing like One Piece at like 1 a.m. I was like, yo, like I can't do this.
I can't. Like when I started doing my binge, anime kind of borderline ruined me for how long I want shows to be now. For me, unless you are really well thought out, I don't think I need a show to be longer than 24 episodes. Like, I've seen so many anime now that are short, concise, and fucking perfect and get more done in 24 episodes than a lot of television shows do in 90.
Yeah.
Because half of them are
I can
fucking
imagine.
filler to fill a 24 episode quota each year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But no one bitches about those because it's not filler in a manga and I don't like it. And,
I know, that's stupid.
Anyway, back to the last buy or sell topic. Mike, buy or sell the new Fantastic Four trailer?
Bye. This is the best one they've put out so far.
It is.
Agree.
It very much is.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. Like, I'm still
Yeah.
like on the fence, but I was like, maybe.
The one thing that makes me sad, and I know it's not something they do all the time anymore because obviously keep past, but this is the first time in a new Marvel movie where I saw the character that should be a Stan Lee cameo.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was the guy on the street corner asking Ben to say clobbering time.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
guy
that-
was
Dang, you're right.
literally
That
a
so
Stan
would've
Lee
been him.
cameo. It's the only time where I went, like, felt weird that line. It was like, that was like, it clicked in my brain. I'm like, that would have been Stan if he was alive.
Oh yeah.
I
That
never
character
felt
probably
that
would have been like Willie Lumpkin or something. You know, he would have been
Yeah.
in full costume playing him.
Absolutely. It was just weird. This is my ghost typing. I know I've said this, and I said this recently. The first quarter of that movie is really good.
Everything up until the time skip is not bad.
Not bad. The scene
Yeah.
with Reed crawling through the ducts to see that his friends are now science experiments is done really well. Because at heart, a science experiment gone wrong is what the Fantastic Four are.
Yep.
And you would
Yes.
not just go, golly gee willikers, I'm made out of rocks now. Like, there was a lot of real life reaction in that version of the movie. Then they made Tony Chimmel into a guy that has the force and pops people's brains, and they were allergic to giving Doctor Doom his real powers in every movie
His
they made.
actual powers, yeah.
Did he have electric powers in the first ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The
Why
only
were they-
one
Ugh.
again that so far where Doctor Doom has been normal was the Corman one, which is sad.
I know.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous that that's the most accurate
like,
Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I'm liking how every character feels. Sue feels incredibly mature. So does
Yeah.
Reed. Johnny feels perfect, like that annoying brother that the group
Johnny's
doesn't want to have but
perfect.
loves them. Yeah, Joseph Quinn better get so much more fucking work after this. And I'm
serious. Yeah, for real.
blanking on the guy that plays Thing.
Oh, Eben
Oh,
Moss.
Evan Moss. Backrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all great. And just how they're presenting them and how this movie actually feels like the time period. And I'm telling you right now,
Yep.
I love that I can't remember what the character's name in comics, but it's an actual character. The female Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Everything about it, awesome.
Oh, dude, Michael Chiklis was the best thing in those movies.
Yes,
That's the
Chiklis was great.
No, he might have been the best thing in general.
thing in
Yeah.
the movies. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Also Jessica Alba, because I had a major crush on her. But anyway,
Yeah. It's
As did we all.
like everything, and it feels so good. Like the actual presence of Galactus, like they're going to his. Yeah, I like how they didn't chicken out on showing the fact that Galactus has a ship. That is one factor that everybody likes to forget about, is that Galactus actually has a ship he goes around in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one thing that I need to show, because I've seen nothing but dumb chuds on the internet that are the biggest Fantastic Four fans and the biggest Thing fans, and how they did something super stupid that's never been done with a Thing before, and you should boycott the movie because of them doing the, oh wait, he's had a beard before. It's like, oh,
Guys, what are we doing?
Oh wait, in stone and hair. Maybe you just say you're the biggest Fantastic Four fan in the world and you're really not. Never claim you're the biggest fan of anything if 2 seconds on Google can prove you wrong. On a very bold statement. Let's just stop doing that. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of everything that he does, but it is almost biblical at points watching, like, King Lion show someone how badly they don't actually say they're a fan of something by showing a near storyboard of facts for things. If you want to watch someone get put down on a biblical level, watch them get called out by King Lion for not knowing what happens in a comic book. Because he'll show the run, the artist, the writer, where it is on the app that you can get for free to read it if you actually like these characters, the year it came out in. Oh, it's wonderful.
Nice.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. That was a good movie too. Garner, action assistant with Fiona. It's like, nice.
Yeah,
all
The
right.
Assistant. Good movie. Good little movie.
Yes. All right. So, a series of screw-ups and intentional things have pretty much. I said earlier that I'm playing through 3. I would naturally move to 4, but I might not move to 4 right away, because now Edward Kenway's voice actor Matt Ryan was videotaped during a fan interaction at a con where it looks like he hinted in giant quotation marks, basically said that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is real, which has been the most unkept secret for a long time.
Is that Matt Ryan from the Constantine show?
Yeah. Yeah, he voiced this Edward Kenway.
Awesome.
Didn't know that
like that
until someone brought it up. Excellent dude all around from what I've understood. But he was talking with the fan while he was signing, I believe it was a pop. He's like, have you beat the game? And then he's like, oh yeah, it was years ago. He's like, well, you may have to beat it again. There's a reason, but I can't say anything. As he's signing his
I would
thing.
love to see that.
Yeah,
I would love to see a remake of that one.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I think I brought this up on the podcast, but I'm not sure. There was a thing where Pure Arts was showing they have all this statue collection of all the main Assassin's Creed protagonists. Everyone is there, including Naue and Yasuke, the brand new ones, except for Edward. And then the female co-host is like, oh yeah, because of this, that, and the other thing. And then the male co-host is just like, yeah, well, you guys all know why. that's happening. So you'll see it. And then the female house goes, What are you talking about? Well, they announced that, didn't they? No, they didn't announce anything. Oh, well, the rumor's out there and they can figure it out. It's like, guy, do you like your job? Apparently not. But hey, man.
That's
like,
cool though. Yeah. If we get a remake of that game, that's awesome.
I've heard absolutely nothing but unbelievable praise about Black Flag. Except for there's one or two missions where you have to stealth stalk someone in a ship. That apparently wasn't great. But I have to bring up one small thing about Black Flag before we move on. So a lot of people got irritated with Odyssey and Valhalla because you're playing as a Roman soldier or you're playing as a Viking, but not an assassin. In Black Flag, you don't become an assassin until like the 90% point in that game. You're just a pirate. So, but no one complained.
I mean, pirate?
Yeah, but I will say
I'll play as a pirate for 90% of a game. That's fine.
The only one that I was kind of like, the Roman one was cool because you had ship combat and whatever, and like they made a way to make it whatever. Like with like that one was the first point of like, we're supposed to be stealthy as assassins, but then it went Vikings, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what? Where is the stealth? I'm going to stalk you on a rooftop with a Viking.
You know what though? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's like I was just after a while I was like, we should just call him National Geographic Murderer in this time period. But from what I understand,
murder simulator.
Yeah, from what I understand, they were good games. Some not feeling like Assassin's Creed games. They were just a bit bloated. And I put 120 hours into Shadows, and they said it was smaller than Valhalla's base game by a wide margin.
Valhalla was definitely one of the more bloated ones. I didn't mind the Viking aspect, but yeah, I mean, I totally understand where people are coming from.
Yeah, I get you. Alrighty, so we don't got a ton of gaming news this time around, but
not a whole ton,
but we got more movies, which I'm okay with that. We had a shit ton of gaming news last time, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, so new update / leaks on Tides of Annihilation, a game that I am looking very forward to. All right, there is a co-op mode to be announced this year, apparently. There is going to be a 2 minute 40 second trailer at Gamescom, a playable demo coming in Q4 2025. Expansions are already in development. Greenlit November 2021. Tencent owns 90% of it. Launches in September / October of 2026. May change. Unlock dialogue / story will like Fire Emblem apparently. And the supposed size of the game may end up being 130 gigs.
I mean, yeah.
If it's compressed well, that could be a lot or a little, but either way, I'm excited. Using the Knights of the Round Table in whatever version of Europe you want to say that, or UK you want to say that is, as stands or summons. Yes, please. That looks great. All right. So, hey guys, remember a while back when the prices got set for Nintendo games and everyone's like, fuck the Orange Man, it's because of tariffs! Well, Nintendo has confirmed they will raise prices on many of its products in Canada due to market conditions. It's almost like they're just greedy.
Yeah.
Almost.
What market conditions? You sold 3 million consoles in the first week! You're doing fine! Like, for real, what are we doing? How is Sony not be the only one not failing by just not tripping over its own dick? Like, for real, they lowered their prices by the most minuscule amounts and it was considered a win! Like, why are we doing this? Stop it! You're gonna make money, you're Nintendo! People are borderline brainwashed to buy your systems no matter what! You launched with Mario Kart, and 3 million people bought that system.
Yeah. Literally Mario Kart and nothing else.
Nothing else. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Anyway, I could get more pissed off about how Nintendo's doing things. I was so close. I was like, the Switch 2 is going to be the one that I buy, and now it just keeps slipping.
Oh, dude, I
further.
was the same. I thought like I was like, wow, I'm sold on this until they mentioned like the prices of the games and shit. And then I was like, oh my God, what are they doing? Like
90%.
I've never done a 180 that quickly.
Oh, same here. Same here. Absolutely. All right. So we got a bit of a big article here.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I did this so I can read it if you want.
Oh, if you want to go through it, absolutely. You put her in there. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I put it in there. So there's a founding
Okay.
member of the Xbox team at Microsoft who says that she thinks Xbox hardware is dead, quote unquote.
Yes.
From the article from Video Games Chronicle, it was a little interview that they did with her.
This is interesting. Anyone should go watch this. There's a lot in this.
There's a lot in this, yeah. So the new Xbox, whatever the fuck they called it, the ROG Ally Xbox X, whatever the fuck. The new handheld is the subject of the latest video from Laura Freer, one of Microsoft Game Studios' first employees who now creates YouTube videos commenting on issues in the gaming industry. During her lengthy Microsoft career, Freer shipped numerous games as a producer, including the original Gears of War games, and was the director of the Xbox Advanced Technology Group. After leaving Microsoft in the late 2000s, she was general manager of WB Games Seattle and later Epic Games Seattle. In the video, Freer calls the Xbox Anywhere message just marketing and style with no substance, and says that she believes the ROG Xbox Ally as essentially one of Asus's portable PCs rebranded, which is exactly what it was.
What it is. It's exactly what it is.
It is. Offers little attraction to consumers. And I would say, yes, I agree, because it's exactly what it is. And you can buy a cheaper model that came out before, and it'll be the exact same thing because, like you said, Brock, it gets the update, right?
Yep, absolutely. It's a ROG Ally with an Xbox button. That's all it is.
All right. Now, this is a quote from Freer herself, who says, obviously, as one of the founding members of the Xbox team, I'm not pleased with where things are today. I don't love watching all of the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away, she says. I'm sure that Seamus Blackley is probably sitting there thinking the exact same thing. And Ed Fries and just everybody that worked on the original Xbox, I'm sure that they're all thinking the same thing.
Yep.
She continues, I'm sad because from my perspective, it looks like Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. So this ROG Ally partnership is about a slow exit from the hardware business completely. She continued, personally, I think Xbox hardware is dead. The plan appears to be just to drive everybody to Game Pass, and let's be clear, it has a lot of value. I agree with that as well. I'm thinking that might be why they decided to charge $80 for Outer Worlds 2. I'm also thinking the exact same thing.
Yep, absolutely.
And here's the thing, maybe it will work. Xbox has a deep portfolio. The remake of Oblivion was obviously a huge success, and they can continue to outsource that work to external companies and make a lot of money releasing their older games. Older games from an era when Xbox knew how to build them.
Yes. Yep.
But what is the long-term plan? What are the new hits? What will make people care about the Xbox 25 years from now? It's coming up on its 25th anniversary next year, by the way.
That's unreal.
That's unreal. I was excited to see Clockwork Revolution in the showcase, but will something like that be enough? And do they have more? And then this is my little editorial comment. I wrote, hate to say that I agree with her. Where in the name of Zeus's butthole is Halo? Why are they not showcasing any of the brands that made the platform interesting in AAA to begin with beyond yet another remake of Gears of War 1? Yep. It makes no sense to me that what the hell that they're doing. What happened to that Perfect Dark game that they showed off last year? No follow-up, no follow-through. They're cooked, and this is coming from someone who was a huge supporter of Xbox until they made the Series consoles, when it turned out that my PC is basically the same thing as a Series X. So why would I waste money and space and physical space buying one of those consoles and buying the games for that console? And I said that fucking April Fool's joke of a KFC console would have been a better purchase to me than a Series X.
Yeah.
Because at least that would have been innovative. It's a really stupid idea, but it would have cooked my chicken, and that's better than what the Xbox Series X does.
There's our clip.
There we go. Bree, if you want to edit this and do one of those slow zooms like fucking scanners into his brain. It's like,
and just go block. It just, I just cut it in with the freaking, Kentucky Christmas commercials.
Exactly. So,
Kentucky Christmas.
and like Adam is saying as well, the new Fable, what the fuck happened to that? Where were all these games that they had just announced last year? Why didn't we see anything above them? The one that came out was Doom: The Dark Ages, and they came out with Oblivion 4 and with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And I mean, like,
did you play
that's
South of
all
Heaven?
well and good. Clair Obscur is also a good game. It's too French for me, but it's a good game. But like, here's the thing. Like, I don't know. Where the fuck is Halo? Where is it?
You know where it is? The first one, I told you recently that 343 switched to Unreal Engine 5. I fucking guarantee you they're remaking Halo 1 from the ground up on that so it can be released on PlayStation as well.
Holy shit.
I guarantee you they're making a Unreal Engine version of the Master Chief Collection so they can release it on PlayStation. I would bet my house on it.
I'm inclined to agree. 343 has been saying to watch the Halo World Championship Series. First of all, I will not be watching it. But if they do release anything that's a trailer or something, I will be watching that.
Mm-hmm.
I have been a supporter of them since the original Xbox. I love their games back then were amazing. They had some really good ones. Like I said, there's so many forgotten franchises. Crimson Skies. Like that game, what they do with Microsoft Flight Simulator, if they applied that to a Crimson Skies game, can you imagine?
Yeah.
How cool that would be?
Okay.
They don't want to touch that. They just don't want to touch it. And like Quantum Redshift was like their futuristic racing game back in the day. They could have done something with that. Now, I mean, obviously,
they killed my original
know.
game series in the dirt. Banjo-Kazooie's dead. They killed it.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie's dead. When is Rare working on Beyond Sea of Thieves?
Nothing, to my knowledge. And if
What?
Sea of Thieves wouldn't have worked, I'm pretty sure Rare would have been shut down.
Yeah, I'm sure. Where is that Perfect Dark game? I mean, that looked kind of cool. That looked interesting at the very least.
Did that ever have a release date?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't even know what's going on with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, it looked kind of cool. It looked really
did.
different and interesting for like in terms of the series,
Looks like they mixed Mirror's Edge into it.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to see more of that. The Clockwork Revolution thing was cool, but it was like that video was overly long, and they showed everything as if it's something new and groundbreaking, and it's not. It's BioShock, and it's a first-person shooter. Like, we know how that plays. I hate these game trailers now that are like, you're gonna do everything, and it's so brand new. It's like Borderlands 4, that same shit. It's Borderlands all over again, but they tried to treat it as if it's something so new. And like, oh, you're gonna go to this new biome and you're gonna kill these bosses and shit. And I'm just like, man, it's the same Borderlands that I played the past 3 games. Come on. Maybe you got new traversal techniques. Hooray. Let's add a 4 to it and call it a day. I don't know. I'm so disgusted. I'm disgusted with what they did with Halo, and I'm just like, I'm constantly thinking to myself, like, the guys who were at the forefront of the original Xbox must just look at this shit and just be like, my God, this is literally the worst thing that you could possibly do to it, other than what they did with the TV thing.
I was going to say the person
E3.
who's most disappointed in where they're headed is Don Matrick, because they've headed away from television.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, you know what? He deserves to be disappointed because he sucked. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know where they could go with it. It's almost the same. It's, you know what? It's very different from Sega if you think about it, because like with Sega, that was entirely the market, and that was entirely them just saying, you know what, we're done with this. We're going to go multi-platform, and we're not going to do consoles
competitive
anymore.
Back there. It was more competitive back then too.
It was. Yeah. And they just said it. They just said it outright, and they were just like, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it. And they survived, thankfully. They got bought out, but they survived. But I mean, like, they merged with Sammy. But I mean, if Xbox were just like,
Not
if they
owned by
just
Microsoft.
said it like we're not gonna do consoles anymore after this generation. We're just gonna do multi-platform
Game Pass.
software. We're gonna focus on Game Pass. That's what Xbox has become. That's what it is. It's a brand now,
Yeah.
and that's fine. I would be fine with it if they were just honest about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should just call it Microsoft Gaming. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because there is no.
I don't want to
it's-
lose the Xbox name though, because that's
yeah,
cooler.
but Xbox isn't a thing. There's no fucking box. It's done.
I know,
That's the
but
thing.
I still don't want to lose the branding.
There's no
I wouldn't
box,
want to lose the
only X.
branding for myself.
I get that. I do. It's just, it's such a weird, like, people will only like us because I'm not saying it's you. It's like, we're hanging
I
on
know.
because it's called Xbox, but it's not.
Well, don't they refer to good old Uncle Phil as the VP of Microsoft Gaming now anyway?
Yeah, they do. That's why I say
Yeah.
it should just be called Microsoft Gaming. Because what gaming do you have that's not Xbox? Like your few computer games? Because God knows those are a big deal. Hold up my Series X. Hold on.
Hold up for serious.
Will it let me unplug
Love
it
that,
this
Adam.
time?
Love it.
Will it let me unplug it this time? It held on for dear life. Oh, I got to do it. Everyone, to show I'm not a hypocrite, I tried. I have one. I gave a shit and I tried this generation. This thing, as you can see by the amounts of dust sitting on top of it, got a lot of use. Tons. Absolute tons.
It would have been better if it was a refrigerator. I'm just saying. It would have
Do
been
you
more
know
useful.
why I even have this thing, truthfully, too? It's
Why?
because one became available during COVID when they were hard to get.
Oh,
Nice.
So I
Nice.
sprung them like, oh, they just bought ABK. There's going to be a lot of exclusives that are only on Xbox.
Ha! You're Boo Boo the Fool.
So then every day when I go to, which it sits right under my PlayStation, every day I go to turn on my PlayStation and I go, it could have been you. And then I just play my PlayStation. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I
know,
mean,
it
you
would've
could make
been-
it a nice coffee table.
I should get
It
the mini
would've-
fridge. I
If
want the mini
only-
fridge.
If only it had that fridge capability to it, because then it would have competed with the KFC console.
It would have. Can you imagine
One
if it
cooks
cooked
your
your chicken?
food, the other refrigerates it. It's beautiful.
Imagine if they did both. They had a hot plate on top of the fridge. Imagine. That would be innovative. You could do everything while you played your PlayStation. Oh, God. All right. Anyway, let's move on to movies. All right.
That's
I'm
my
going to-
rant. That's my
we're-
rant for the week.
All right. So, speaking of video games a little bit, Mike described the cast for this movie perfectly. He said the cast of this
Perfect.
movie is a Mad Lib.
and I'm
This
not
is-
wrong.
This is absolutely bonkers. man.
Everybody hang on, because they just announced it was M. Bison today.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. I
So,
was like, holy shit.
Katayo? How would I say
Kitao.
that? Katao?
Kitao Sakurai.
Sakurai from the Eric Andre show is going to be the director. Everyone hold on to your pants because this fucking cast is nuts. Curtis
Yeah.
50 Cent Jackson as Balrog. Don't hate that.
That's
Don't hate
Actively
that at
don't
all.
hate that one.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, Joe Anawahi, Roman Reigns as Akuma. I need to see it in practice because that could be good.
That could be actually really. I was hoping that he would kind of be Bison, honestly,
I can see.
but I can
see
also see
that.
what they're going for.
It could be, but I always imagine a steroided out white/Russian guy when I picture Bison. It would-
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you need to slick that hair into the hat. I can't see the long
mean,
hair on Bison.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, him as Akuma is actually really cool. I think that's
Do you think they'd
that's kinda
actually
cool.
make his hair orange?
no,
If they were brave,
I'm-
they'd do it.
I'm trying to picture him with orange hair, and it's
no.
because I can see him in the karate gi and all that stuff, like looking like Akuma. I can honestly see it. He's got a decent build to
I
him.
can
He's-
kind of see it.
but,
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Andrew Koji as Rio, as
Perfect.
Ryu.
No notes. 10
I
out
think
of
that's
10.
perfect. I think that's the best
Perfect.
bit of casting, honestly.
Perfect. Noah Centineo as Ken.
Sure.
Sure. Fair.
Sure. Kaliana Liang. I don't know if I know her from anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I know her either. I mean, she
Let
looks
me
the part.
see.
Yeah. I mean, get on the leg workouts. That's not a bad thing, but I mean, if you're gonna be Cammy, I want to have a little bit of like
Or,
a little
or
bit of sauce.
Chun-Li.
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, yeah, Chun-Li, yes. If someone gets to play Cammy, same thing.
Oh god, if
That's-
somebody gets to play Cammy,
That's
Yeah.
gonna end up being
I have
which-
no
which-
idea who the
speaking
next
of-
person
Sid-
is.
Sydney
oh my
Sweeney.
god. Did
gonna
you
end up
see
being Sydney
that,
Sweeney.
you know,
Mhm, mhm.
the Cammy
Agree.
swimsuit?
I don't need that's
That's
Mm.
what she
fund
wears
all
is a swimsuit.
No, that's gonna fund the next 3 Street Fighter games alone.
Dude, everybody was going nuts over that, and I was just sitting there going like, "Oh my god, this is so
Yeah.
ridiculous!
It is.
It's
All right.
ridiculous." Anyway,
Orville Peck as Vega.
who is Orville Peck?
I have no idea.
He's a country singer.
Of course he is.
He was in a old punk band called New Sensei back in 2008.
Sure.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
he was a punk. Wait, he was in a punk band, and then
And
became a
then-
country singer,
yeah weird.
and
Now-
now he's gonna be Vega, and his
Vega.
name is Orville.
Orville Peck. Like Orville Redenbacher.
That there's a hard sell, bud.
Yeah. Now, here's the one that I fucking called live on this podcast. If I can remember which one it was, I would bring the clip up. Jason Momoa was in the rumored castings, and I said he should be fucking Blanca, and that's who he is.
Nice.
Yeah, that I'm pretty actually excited about. Now the next one,
That's cool. That's cool as shit.
Andrew Schultz is going to be Dan Hibiki.
Who's
Why?
this Andrew Schultz person? I don't know him.
He is a comedian that has a podcast that's slightly political, very political with shoot, is it
Okay.
Charlemagne? I guarantee you know who this guy is, or you've seen a clip of him. Schultz.
I do not know.
Hold on.
Andrew Schultz
Most people know this guy for being a comedian and some clips on TikTok.
comedian. Okay.
Oh, dang it. I forgot that the little, hold on. Why are we, this guy here? He's been on roasts. He's been in a couple of things. He's a decently famous comedian that when I saw that, I was like, what? But okay.
Yeah. Who?
Anyway, I mean, now correct me if I'm wrong. I played a good amount of Street Fighter, but isn't Dan kind of the guy who's more on the
Dan
joke
is
side?
a joke character. He's a joke character.
So Andrew Schultz being that doesn't make, or I should say, isn't the worst thing if he's just going to be a guy who has to act like a jokester.
I mean, I kind of see
I
what
guess.
they're doing.
I
but
don't know. But they announced
Sure.
Bison today, and it's David I always say
Desmalkian.
Desmalkian. He's got the face. He does.
He does. He has the face. Yeah, he's a good character actor. So
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
not who I would have picked for Bison, but I'm not upset.
yeah, that's where I'm at. I would say out of this cast, he's my second or third favorite choice.
can I
Koji-
Can I?
Koji's still perfect.
Can I
Most of
just
those
say-
are, except for Orville.
Can I just say that I love the fact that we have Dan Hibiki cast before fucking Cammy and Guile, before Sagai,
and Shuri.
before so many characters that everybody knows, and before E Honda, we have fucking Dan Hibiki.
Hey, man. You gotta get
Incredible.
You got to get the heavy hitters in there.
Please tell me he gets his ass kicked in the first 2 seconds of the film, because
I
that would
guarantee
fit.
you he's not going to be in that movie very much. But as I was collecting this, they were announcing them one by one on Twitter, and I'm like, "It's the date. Did we go back in time? Was today April? What's going And I saw some of them. The more I thought, it was the 50 Cent is Balrog. All that is Joy, and it was just kind of a decent amount of these I could see working, because they're obviously going to not try and break the bank because they want the movie to make money. So they're trying to fit it in that way. Because, the biggest name on here acting wise.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Momoa,
Jason
right?
Momoa.
It's Jason Momoa, and he's gonna be Blanca.
If they actually make him green and orange, I will lose my
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna look
They have
less.
to.
He's gonna look less weird as Blanca than his character did in the Minecraft movie.
Oh
God,
God,
That's
yes.
an accomplishment.
Oh my! I saw the chicken jockey scene. I finally saw it. I don't know why I subjected myself to that, but I finally saw it, and I wanted to claw my own eyes out after. And I just was thinking like death would be far, far better than this existence. You know, like just the fact that I had to watch that, the fact that Jack Black had to act in that, and the fact that Jason Momoa had to act in that. Any aliens who have seen our culture from this day forward, I'm so sorry to you.
No. That movie is the reason aliens will never visit us.
Yeah, I stay on your planets and stay away from this hellhole.
Yeah, no, this is
Please.
a bad place. Yeah, please, like, unless
don't
you're
come
here
here.
to like dissect us, please. Which, I mean, if you want to,
No, don't even do that. Just blow up the planet. Like just end everything.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No, we can't salvage.
Hi,
this.
Minecraft fans. Nice to meet you.
yeah. If I don't know if Minecraft fans are happy to. Anyway, moving on. John watches an interview and says that Reddit changed how Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were introduced in Spider-Man: No Way Home. I was on Reddit and I was looking at people who had already made fan art of this. This is probably what's going to be like when the two Spider-Man get revealed. It was on a rooftop. It was sad how two Doctor Strange portals were open and two Spider-Man were stepping out. And I was like, well, we can't do that. If that's exactly what everyone thinks we're going to do, we absolutely can't do that.
Wait, is he saying it was sad? The scene
No.
was sad, or is he saying that it was sad?
It was sad. That's what it says. I don't know if it was sad
It
that
was
they
a sad
predict,
scene.
or it was sad that they predicted exactly how it was going to be. I don't know, but yeah.
I mean, I think
it's probably
both
that.
interpretations are valid.
yeah. Either way. When they do
I'm
come
just
in,
happy that they
it
did
is a
it.
sad
That's fine.
scene when they come in either way. They're just not a part of the sadness that's happening. Because it's right after
Yeah.
May dies. So,
Yeah.
spoiler alert! For anyone that somehow hasn't seen No Way Home by now. If you somehow haven't, I'm sorry. She's not going to be in the fourth movie. All right. So, Pedro Pascal says that Marvel kept pulling him back from speaking in a 60s mid-Atlantic accent in Fantastic Four. They had a dialect coach that was sort of going to help us into that kind of dialect, and it took it so well, they were like, talk more like yourself. I had a hard time doing that because I was so into that era, which for me was something to step into so different than what we've seen before.
That's
All right.
a little bit disappointing to hear because
I know. Oh
It
my
is.
god, I wanted to hear like mid-Atlantic accent Pedro Pascal.
Yes, I would too. It would have been interesting. All right. I put this next one in here because I'm honest to God wondering what your guys' opinions are on this. James
Okay.
Cameron says Christopher Nolan not showing the darker effects of the atomic bombs in Oppenheimer was a moral cop-out. It's not like Oppenheimer didn't know the effects. He got one brief scene in the film where we see, and I don't like to criticize another filmmaker's film, but there's only one brief moment where we see some charred bodies in the audience, and then the film goes to show how it deeply moved him, but I feel like it dodged the subject. I don't know whether the studio or Chris felt there was a third rail that they didn't want to touch, but I want to go straight at that third rail. I'm going to be honest with you. I understood enough how bad the atomic bombs were.
yeah,
And
plus,
the movie was about Oppenheimer and not the effects of the bombs.
this.
Well, I think in terms of thing is that movie probably would have not been able to be released in Japan had they gone like more extreme than that. But also, I see what Cameron's saying.
Same.
Mike, have you ever watched the extended cut of like Titanic or like the deleted scenes?
They had an atomic bomb in it?
No. Okay, so the little girl, like Cora, like the littlest tiny like Irish girl.
Yeah.
So you see her at the end when they're in like Titanic heaven or whatever. But in the original cut, where they have like the sinking like in
Oh
real
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
they show her like drowning, and like camera was like, even that was like a little bit much. But they filmed it. Like you can find it on like any recent release of Titanic. It's there, like because the one thing of Titanic, at least in Cameron's version, that he kind of wanted to emphasize was the actual victims of Titanic, and a lot of them are the people in like the third class. So like I kind of get where he's coming from, since this is a tragedy, and like not wanting to like glorify the atomic bomb. But at the same time, the movie was more about Oppenheimer the person and less about
Yes.
the bomb.
The only
Yeah.
reason why Cameron's even making these comments in the first place is because one of the projects that he's working on is another book that's like about the atomic bombs. So he's trying to weigh in on his own perspective and saying like, oh well, Oppenheimer missed that opportunity. It's like, no, that's not the point of the movie.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Jimmy also missed the opportunity by, moving all the VFX work to Avatar to New Zealand so they could do tax credits. So,
If we're gonna talk about the person that missed the most, it was Matt. Oh shoot, what's his name? Ben Affleck's best friend. I'm blanking. Matt Damon.
Matt
who
Damon.
missed out on back end however much percent of Avatar and like missed like $200 million payday. But you were saying something, Keon. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say that I do I do kind of see his point, but at the same time, I do think that it would have taken away from the main focus of the movie, I think.
Yeah, and I liked what they did with like showing the charred bodies and the flash in and out. That's like, I'm one of those people that is very much that you can do a lot more with what you don't show than what you do.
Agreed.
Because that leaves you to picture how fucked up it can be. And I don't know about most people, but when you're trying to think of all of that, you think of some fucked up things. My grandfather is one of the most honest people I've met in my entire life. There is no details of his entire life that he would not share with any of us, his grandkids or kids. He would not, with a 1,000-yard pole, touch anything that he got to see when he was in Japan and when he was around Iwo Jima and all that during World War II. Not a chance. The only thing he ever told us was that he did not eat bananas anymore because that's all he ate when he was in a foxhole for months. And he grew sick of them. That's all he told us, because he said the rest he's not want to dredge up. Oh, no. The other thing he told us was that he purposely got himself thrown in a brig and demoted because he wanted to give him a promotion to send people out in the field, and he said he was not going to be the guy that sent people to go get killed. So people don't want to talk about it who were involved in it. The guy who sent it over there, like we also said, had a lot more going on in his life, somehow shockingly, than whatever his bomb did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you know what was one of the most I think, and this might sound a little weird, but I think one of the most sort of in a strange way touching portrayals of that, like it hit hard, was that Wolverine movie.
Oh,
the one in Japan,
the beginning.
that opening. Yeah,
Yes.
like that hit, man. That hit for me.
Yeah.
I know it did. Like it just,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was like a good way to start that movie too.
Oh yeah,
because like I mean, in terms of the plot, I mean, in terms of like his connection to Japan and everything.
It shows how busted Logan is.
Yeah, and it was just like, but yeah, I mean, it was seeing that even from that distance, the way was just, oof.
I mean, the most like messed up portrayal and probably the most horrifically accurate version of the atomic bomb is probably going to be the opening of Barefoot Gen. Holy shit!
No.
The link is not working. Otherwise, I bring up more of this. The next thing we got on the docket is that Apparently, Transformers 1 director Josh Cooley is developing a new live-action Transformers movie, so I don't know if possibly he's working. I don't know how those would work together. If he's helping
I have
develop it with
no
Michael
idea.
Bay.
Oh God.
I think his project is something different.
Something
I
will
hope-
end up
I
better.
hope it's-
What?
Hopefully. I mean, he did a really great job with Transformers 1, so I hope that it's something good.
Fucking he did. All right. BattleBots assemble.
Paddle
All right.
bots.
God
Pringle.
All right. Superman
one.
costume designer Judiana Muskic?
Oh, Makovsky? I think.
Makovsky? Maybe?
I think so.
I apologize. I'm bad. I'm god awful at pronouncing names sometimes. Reveals the final decision to wear the trunks was not made until the night before the start of filming.
Wow.
Dang.
Damn.
All right.
Damn.
Well,
Damn,
in my
damn,
opinion, the
damn.
right choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Agreed.
It fits the tone of what they're going for with it. Like they
It
said, it's
does.
very Silver Age.
Yeah. Yep.
It fits it perfectly.
All right.
Alrighty. So next, the Amazon MGM Studios and Sony Pictures ink a multi-year international theatrical distribution deal.
That's not too surprising considering their
No.
past history of James Bond.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
absolutely.
distributed
Yeah.
a lot of the Daniel Craig movies.
Yes. Amazon and MGM will continue to build on its own international theatrical infrastructure. The new deal will fill the gap as Amazon MGM Studios' international deal with Warner Brothers ends, and the shopping streamer theatrical distributor looks to be a chief executive and lead the way in new foreign distribution arm. Following these theatrical releases, Amazon MGM will directly distribute its slate of territories overseas where it launches owned and operated offices, with Sony supporting the studio and other international markets. So, makes sense. Think it'll do good.
That does make
Absolutely.
sense,
Yeah,
Mhm.
think it'll do good. Speaking of Mr. Bond, the details on it are Denis Villeneuve will be directing it. Villeneuve will be
Dennis
signed-
Villanova.
Villanova is only signed on to do one movie, but could change if successful. So in other words, reality. Looking to release in 2028. Tom
that makes
Holland,
sense.
Jaken Elordi, and Harris Dickinson are Amazon's wish list for the next James Bond.
Not
no
Tom
meetings.
Holland, please.
No
No.
meetings have taken place to fill the next James Bond role yet.
I look at those names for Bond and I want none. I want none of them.
Yeah, they're unless we're doing like young James Bond, but even
Baby
then,
Bond.
I'm like, no.
Well,
yeah.
that sounds like if you're doing age wise what they're looking for, this sounds like they're making a movie that's kind of like that new game they're making.
It's kind of like the game. That's exactly my thought. Yeah.
Which that would be the accurate age of actors that they're looking for. So, I mean, it's not what everyone's
Okay.
looking for, but that age group, definitely. If you can get someone good that looks that young, if that's what they're gonna do, I mean, I
Yeah,
assume
but
because
even
of
that,
the
like,
people.
I know this sounds ridiculous, but like Tom Holland's like starting to push 30. Like I know that's not old, but if they're talking like early, like James Bond, like early 20s, I'm like, I kind of feel like they should go to like a more obscure, like
Mm-mm.
lesser known actor, just so then they can have him on contract for a while.
Yeah.
Just
And let
as
somebody
long-
have their big break.
Yeah, just as long as they don't make him blonde. We know those movies aren't gonna work out if you make James Bond blonde.
God.
James Blonde.
Wait, those movies did really good. Oh, maybe we shouldn't care so much about it.
Baby
anyway.
Bond, just boss baby.
No, because
Sprinkle.
the plot of Boss Baby is more fucked up than any James Bond movie I've seen in my entire life. I'm gonna say that forthright right now, and I will die on that hill. If anyone has only ever seen commercials for Boss Baby and not seen what the actual plot of those movies are, It's
They are
insanity.
those movies are batshit.
it's insanity. Ugh. But all right. Top Gun 3 will follow Maverick facing an existential crisis. There's still more
Oh,
story to
relatable.
tell with him. There's one more last ride. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't
Wasn't
that
the
kind of
last
what
one?
2 was?
Yeah, wasn't the
Yeah.
last one his last ride?
He literally rides into the sunset.
He
But we need to
He
ride
faces
to
an
another $1
existential
billion.
crisis and he decides to fly the plane by hanging off of its wing.
Yeah, I legit thought the third movie would have been about Rooster.
You would think, but
You would
no,
think.
they gotta drag Cruise back for one more go around.
Like, he's done with Mission Impossible. He's going to be done with Top Gun. They got to bring back Tropic Thunder, otherwise he can't be done with Lex Grossman. I mean, we got.
We're-
I
we're
thought,
go-
I
we're
thought
probably
that
gonna
he
get
had
David
an
Thunder
existential
2.
crisis in Top Gun 2, though.
That's what I mean. I thought he did it in the last one.
I thought that's
Because
what
they-
it was. Because he
They
goes
weren't
to
going to let
see...
him pilot.
Yeah, he goes to see Val. He goes to see Iceman.
Yeah. Unless now that he like freaks out because he finally hits him that Iceman's actually dead. Like, question, honestly, you guys, because they faked it in the last one. Is there a point of
Yeah.
doing this movie if Maverick doesn't die?
Honestly,
No.
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 Like
Because-
literally, the only reason they're even talking about a third Top Gun is because Maverick
It made
like
all
$1
of
billion.
the money.
Yeah, it made so
Yeah.
much money.
Like, I
Top
will,
Gun ride for $1 billion.
I will tell you though, that seeing Top Gun was a cool experience, and I don't know if this is just because I'm a guy who lives in the middle of Wisconsin in a 3,000 person town. I went in to go watch that movie, and I am seeing war veterans dressed in fatigues coming in to watch this, like in their like actual like formal like pins and the whole shit.
Oh,
Like
wow.
this meant something to people.
Okay.
And like also how they could not have started that movie any better way. They just literally just redid
Yeah.
and I'm not a person that was a giant Top Gun fan. I mean, I love the movie. It's my surrogate
Yeah.
mom's favorite movie. So like I didn't watch it till I was like 25.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was my
Same, I didn't watch
childhood.
it. I didn't watch it as a kid either.
I got goosebumps when that movie started. Because you realized what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
can't do that. I don't think they can do that again a third time and have it mean it.
No.
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 So yeah,
I don't know. I don't really know what to do with that one because it's or what they could do with
are
it.
they going to call it Top Gun Mavericker?
The Maverick
God.
fist.
Honestly, given the choice between Days of Thunder 2 or Top Gun 3, I would rather they do Days
I
of
would
Thunder
rather
2.
Days of Thunder. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
I know, because it's like
Definitely.
just why. Like, I mean, we know why, but. Ugh.
Speaking of,
But, like,
ju-
But
Go
the
ahead.
other thing that's like kind of it's like, did Top Gun 2 do well because it was one of the first big movies after COVID, or is it because of Tom Cruise? Because the last two Mission Impossibles haven't done that well.
I'm going to have a feeling because I think people are fucking done with Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I buy that as the reason. I think they also just came out at like bad times too.
Yeah, but we've had movies come out at bad times and make bank if you're endured in a series that has 10. Fast and the Furious is still making boatloads of money until their very last one. And we've had less Mission Impossibles than Fast and Furiouses. Like, I think after a while, it's getting to the point of fatigue with certain series to where it's kind of like, are they doing something that's more new other than strapping Tom Cruise onto something? I mean,
but Fallout is probably the peak. If you're asking in terms of quality.
Fallout, I forget. Is that the one that Brad Bird directed?
No, that's Ghost Protocol.
Okay.
I really liked Ghost Protocol.
no, Fallout is the one made by Bethesda.
At
I see what you did there.
least
So
it's not
clever.
76.
No. Apparently, people still play that fucking thing. I've talked
Well,
to people that
apparently,
still
it-
play
well,
that.
apparently, it kind of works now.
Works in quotation marks.
Quotes and notation mark. There was so much shit that went on with that game. All right, so we were speaking about why sequels. The Social Network 2. Aaron Sorkin returning to write and also direct. Unknown if Jesse Eisenberg will return as Mark Zuckerberg. Not a direct sequel, rather a follow-up. That's what a sequel is. A movie will focus on the 2020 election and Facebook's effects on teens, preteens, violence, and countries outside the US. That is a lot in one movie.
That's a lot.
I mean, if this happens, this sounds like the most Aaron Sorkin thing to ever Aaron Sorkin.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might like it.
I'll give him his credit. I love Aaron Sorkin's writing. He is one of the most talented writers on the planet. But I don't know if, like, The Social Network was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I
because of
don't-
David
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like arguably one of the best films that's come out this century, like so far. But
I don't know if
Like,
I need another movie about Facebook.
right, and here's like the other thing. This isn't even like so much. I mean, I guess it's a little political, but like not really. Do we really want to like kind of glorify Facebook just in general? Because even if
No.
it's to like as a diss, like I
Not
kind of
even-
feel like
No, like you're saying, not even politically. It's just a thing where, other than keeping track of your friends, it's kind of a garbage pit.
It is. I barely use it. I use Messenger more than I use the actual Facebook app.
Same.
yeah, I pretty much just use Messenger and like Instagram. Like that's it. It just
Yeah.
it never really appealed to me. I just kind of got a Facebook for the fact of it, like because I was too much Weenie Hut Jr. Like, I honestly like if this was back in the day, like I wouldn't have been caught dead on Facebook. Like I would have just been MySpace all the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curious to see if Jesse Eisenberg will return, though.
That would be kind of nuts. It would be. Alrighty, moving on from that. Huge rumor. Apparently, the Bloodborne live-action movie is still reportedly in the works as the team is trying to find a director. Who do we think should direct it? I'm going to get the obvious one out of the way. Guillermo del Toro would do a very good job.
Yeah, he would.
Oh yeah.
Who else? You know, the king of video game adaptations, Uwe Boll. I'm sure he's not busy.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes. Uwe Boll.
Who would like old timey, not steampunk, even more like witch or like
Ooh, I got one. J.A. Bayona.
Dave Biono and bad. You know,
Oh, okay.
honestly,
Okay.
wouldn't you know?
could see that.
Honestly, Dylan Volkswagen wouldn't be bad for this. I'm gonna say his last name different every time. Just I know how to say his name, but I'm gonna say it differently every time. He actually wouldn't be bad. Who else?
Danny Vicodin.
Danny Vindong.
I'm always gonna make sure I say his first name right. I just have to fuck up his last name.
Yeah.
Like Denny Vending Machine would not.
Oh my god, I had a really bad one just pop into my head just now. It's so
Oh,
bad.
what
Vibrator.
is it, please?
It's vibrator.
Oh no.
Is
No,
it
no,
vibrator?
no. No, no, no. No. I'm not
Vasectomy?
saying it. I am not.
Oh, come on.
That's it's on that
it when-
wavelength.
Oh, dear
Okay.
Jesus. Vasectomy? I don't know. Vaccine? I don't know.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's
Oh,
based on a certain song in a certain movie.
I don't know if I'm catching on. Someone needs to put it in the private chat.
No, no,
I'll
no.
do it.
No, I need to see
Oh.
it. Put it in the private chat.
Okay,
I won't say it if you don't want me
We're
to,
fine.
but I need to see it.
we're fine.
I
Okay,
man.
one
Yeah,
one more
yeah.
choice for a director, Alfonso Cuarón.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a good choice.
That'd be not be bad. I know it's kind of an oddball one, but I honestly wouldn't mind Antoine Fuqua.
Oh,
Interesting.
Just some of
interesting. Yeah.
Some of the angles and the way he kind of presented certain stuff in what was the movie? The Denzel Washington. Yep. Yep. That's Yep, that's one. Guess in the comments if you think you know what it is.
I don't want to say it because if we do, Brock's entire streaming setup will
I'm gonna
just
set my
break.
headphones here so they don't explode and fall on the floor.
Say the line, Kiona.
You know what? Here, we're gonna do it this way. If I remember to do this.
Jacob got it.
We're not gonna say the word, but if none of you guesses it in the comments of this somehow, I will say it on the top of the key of the next podcast, which would be our 50th podcast. And I won't reference and I won't reference what we're talking about. So if you didn't watch the last podcast, I'm just going to say the secret word is blank and you're going to be very confused. So
I love how this movie is the gift that keeps on giving for zeroing out.
I would say it's more of the herpes, we just can't get rid of it kind of deal. It really
Oh my
is.
God.
It really is the glitter of venereal diseases. You get it on there
Really
once, and it
is.
just doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. God, do you remember?
I don't
Mariah
know if
Carey?
I want to. I don't know if I want to know why this reminds you.
I just remember that one Mariah Carey movie, Glitter, that
Yes.
came out on 9/11.
Yeah.
That
The
was
classic.
the thing.
And that was the blame for his failure, not that the movie was bad. I'm like, no, it's because America.
What in the Willy Wonka ass trance? Did I actually say that? Here's where I have a problem. I
Oh,
will
God.
say things and I just don't remember even
Oh.
like that very well could have happened. That's why I shouldn't be video recorded and put on a okay. All right. I can hear me saying that. And now I'm
Oh.
picturing the scene again, and yeah, that sounds really accurate.
We need to move on because
Yes. Okay, no.
Adam's apple fuck. God damn it.
Brock, you must be having PTSD of the new T-Mobile commercial.
No. That's why I don't watch commercials. I was told that commercial exists and I don't watch commercials other than when we watch Raw on Netflix, which should have no commercials. That's the
Oh,
only time I
God.
see commercials.
I have not been doing that. Anyway.
Anyway, all right, on to one last one that I just thought was kind of interesting to bring up because it's actually an actress that I'm a huge fan of. Brenda Song reveals that she sat down with the president of Disney after the company didn't want to let her appear in movies like The Social Network and Gran Torino. I was just like, I'm an actor. When you hired me, I was not a hotel heiress. If I have ever done anything in my personal life to ever draw bad attention to your company, I understand. But this is the last season of the show, and this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Damn.
Right, but also wasn't she like 22 or 23 when this happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
guys,
But
She's
like
very-
she's a
she's
whole
an
ass
adult.
adult.
a whole ass adult.
Yes.
Whole ass adult.
Whole ass adult.
Yes.
Not half ass. Whole ass.
Whole ass. Absolutely.
Gotta be specific.
Gotta be
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah. She's not missing the cheek.
no, she's not. And yeah, Macaulay Culkin's a lucky man. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, so
He's a very lucky man. He also
he's
got
a
a standing
very lucky-
ovation whenever he goes to a wrestling event. Now he gets a bigger ovation than Hulk Hogan.
which
That's-
he should.
Which honestly
Which
is
is
fitting.
Fitting.
One of them is a renowned actor and entertainer, and the other is a racist. I'll let you figure out which is which. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we had a thing come up that someone wanted to talk about, And I told this person very specifically, if he's going to talk about this, that I don't want nicey nice podcast Mike. I want the can be a crude asshole Twitter Mike to talk about this. So I'm going to let Mike handle the social media was a mistake for this week.
Okay, I need to set it up first because
Okay.
Oh, are we having story time?
We're having story time with Captain K.
All right, and I'm gonna have
Story
my
time
snackies.
with Captain K,
my
baby.
snackies.
okay, so we're in the Superman press tour, and you know James Gunn is getting asked like a bunch of these questions. By the way, one of the stories of this should have actually been that the Batman 2 script is finished.
Yes. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So naturally, being the CEO of DC Studios, he's going to be asked. So have you read the script yet? And he said, I have not. I'm so excited to read it, and I'm hoping I can read it on the plane to London tomorrow, but I also might fall asleep. Of course, because Twitter being Twitter, the dumbest of dumb people are the dumbest of dumb people are saying things like, "Oh, he's throwing shade at Matt Reeves." It's like,
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
hold
No,
on.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
You know what I have to say to those people here? Throw shit at you. Boo.
No, wait. There's more.
So I have to actually read what I wrote because
You summed it up perfectly.
because people just need to hear this. So to everyone playing dumb about this, let me go ahead and grab the bullhorn. James Gunn is literally the CEO of DC Studios. It's his job to read the fucking screenplay and greenlight the movie. Also, he's on a press tour right now, and he'll be on that press tour for at least the next month, because right after Superman, we've got Peacemaker season 2. So he's not going to get a chance to read the script
so he's like
right
booked
away.
out till like August, pretty much.
And Comic-Con
Yeah.
coming up too.
And Comic-Con.
Yeah. And now that it's finished, I bet that when they finally read through it, they're going to be able to finish it up really fast. If there's any changes that they want, or even if he even suggests any, he just needs to read it and okay it, and
Yeah, because we don't know like which draft this is. Because when you write, you usually go for like several revisions. But I would imagine when they say it's like complete, that it's probably already gone through like a couple of revisions. And
Yeah,
they're
like,
trying
I'm-
to get to the
I'm pretty
last
sure-
one or two.
I'm pretty sure this is like the final draft, because I've heard in other earlier interviews that like he's read like parts of the script or like it's been sent in chunks. But this sounds like this is the finished screenplay.
Oh, absolutely. They even showed the thing fully done, just on in a picture. And then who was the actress that they that was like in some picture or something with it? Now everyone thinks it's gonna be Talia al Ghul. Who was that?
Oh, was it Isa Gonzalez?
It might be. She was involved in some picture or some comment involved with that, and everyone's like, I guarantee this is gonna be Talia. I'm like, I don't need Talia al Ghul in another set of movies. Nothing against that character. She's been done in Arrow, shockingly well. She's been done in the Nolan movies to degrees.
God,
Like,
what,
she's
what
an
a waste
amazing
of
actress and an amazing
What
director.
a waste
What
of
happened?
Marion Cotillard. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
this was right after Le'Veon Rose too. Jesus Christ.
I don't know what happened with that scene. There was a lot of good stuff leading up
It
to
was
it. That is
weird.
that is legitimately one of the worst death scenes in a film I've ever seen.
I
It's
forget.
bad.
Did Goyer write the script partially on that?
Goyer only wrote the screenplay for Batman Begins, but he did the story for The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, it smells like Goyer. Like you feel the vibe in the air.
I can smell the vagina dentata from here.
Well,
God.
that's a Goyer for you.
That laugh
Back to what I was trying to say about James Gunn.
Yeah.
Like people need to understand how the fucking industry works, because even some of like the smartest people are saying the dumbest things that, like, you obviously know better.
Can you give me an example? Because I want to either avoid and or drop kick them.
I don't have specific like examples to draw from, just people saying things like how dare James Gunn give notes to Matt Reeves?
Huh?
Like,
What?
that's
Wait, what?
What?
like
That's literally. Oh my
you?
god. Okay. Can I just go for like on a rant for a second?
go for it.
Okay.
Please.
As
We've all had
a
our rants this podcast.
as a writer, one of the most important things, and this it's just like a little tiny aspect of writing, are fucking notes and fucking revisions. Like literally, like and this is like a side tangent, but it annoys me like certain writers thinking like, oh, I don't want anyone corrupting my vision. Like, fuck you. Like, none of your ideas are that good. Like, you didn't fart out like a masterpiece in the first draft. Look, you can like disagree with notes, but let me tell you just from experience, like 9 times out of 10, all notes I got were like, oh yeah, sure. And like, it's not a big deal. I just hate it when writers just make a big deal about getting notes. But anyway, like you said, I wish. I mean, this is like a stupid wish to have because I know it's not feasible because unfortunately people just continue to extremely underwhelm me, just to say the least. But I just wish people had at least a base knowledge, or even like I'm not asking them to understand everything, but just be like, hey, when you did your big high school essay, did your teacher accept the first draft?
Mm-mm.
No, they didn't. Sometimes you have to rework things multiple times before it's ready to submit.
Mm-hmm.
Movie
Yeah.
scripts are exactly the same way.
I mean, it would be crazy enough to where they had all this stuff, and in the future they would come up with something that's almost like a job where someone does this. Oh, they do. It's called editors. It's literally their job.
But not even for script writing. Like literally, there is a thing like script readers, but that's not really in this stage. This would be like in the earlier things. People are dumb and stupid and continue to disappoint me.
Agree.
Oh, and I might have a thing because I forgot to put this in the doc because it's more of an animation thing. But Mike, continue like your thing.
I don't really have much because I said the main thing, but also just it just goes back to people are dumb. Learn how the industry works, or just shut up.
All right. So the reason I say
Watch the studio.
Yes, watch the studio.
And the reason I said that is because my little side recent event thing kind of sort of connects to what you were saying, Mike, with people not fucking understanding how things work.
I know where you're going with this.
All right. You know what, Mike? You know what? Just let's preface this. So Cartoon Brew, as of today, is under new ownership. And the guy that I hate that has been like the most toxic piece of shit to the animation community and the industry for years.
Is he no longer there?
Gone. Oh yeah, no, he's gone. He's completely divorced from it. He sold it. No, he gone. But anyway, in terms of the internet people, like animation controversy aside, he is famous for one little thing, one little article.
I know where you're going with this.
So, this was, I guess, back in like 2010 or whatever. He wrote an article about, the then hub about the new My Little Pony cartoon, saying how it's like the death of creator-driven animation, blah, blah, blah. 4chan found that, and that
Oh,
fucking
God.
article is why bronies exist.
Wow. So
So
that's
this
where it all
dude-
began.
Yes, this
We
dude.
found the inciting incident.
Oh yes, he is the patient zero of bronies.
Jesus.
I don't know if there's a worse title to give someone.
Again, aliens, if you're listening, this is the planet to avoid.
They're gone already. Like they somehow knew what bronies was, and they're just like, no, we've seen you people.
But Mike, you could go into it with like cartoon. Bro.
I do need to get emotes. I know, Ghost. It's something I'm lacking on. That's my
Yeah,
but,
yeah. We do need the emotes.
I
Yes,
but
I will work on it. I need to figure out what I would want.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
But the thing about him is like he did write like a lot of animation stuff, but God, once he took ownership of the site, like he let his personal biases, and it just went like so like off the rails, and like his hate boner for Disney was like absurd. Like you can criticize Disney, but it just got to like weird, absurd degrees, like to the point that he would just diss Disney for anything. Like one time, like when COVID started, Disney announced like Frozen on Broadway is closing, and like in his article, he just had like an amateur production photo saying,
Ooh.
"Hey, the hundreds of people that just lost their jobs, you know, that are all professionals, and also the local businesses nearby that are already going to be affected by this. Yeah, that's cool. Let's just compare it to like a high school show. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's super duper professional for like a trade thing or like all the other arguments. I mean, Mike, I'm sure you have a story.
About this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
or CB in general.
I don't really have a story, but I do know that the head of cartoon research, Jerry Beck, also the owner of the Animation Scoop website, in that Facebook group, he like actually bans people from posting Cartoon Brew articles because of the former owner's notorious reputation.
Damn.
Oh, I didn't even know that, because when Jerry left that site, I mean, I didn't watch as much stuff, but that's when it went to shit, and like constantly like dissing on like industry people. Like I remember back in the day, like I think he got in like Twitter beefs with like Dana Terrace and like Rebecca Sugar, like some of the most like ridiculous shit. And this
Oh,
is supposed to
geez.
be a professional trade publication.
This is why I usually get my like animation news from other places, like Animation Magazine or I think Katsuka.
Yeah, because
Just
originally that's how I found
anywhere
about
but Cartoon
Katsuka.
Brew.
Because literally, because I remember like Dana Terrace back in the day, like after like the little spat that she said like, "Hey, anyway, go follow Katsuka. They're better," or something to that degree. And I did, and legitimately, they're better. They're like, it's a great website. They have cool shit. But yeah, animation industry drama is like if you want to see like some hot messness, God.
I bet. I can only freaking imagine.
Not surprised by that.
But anyway, just to kind of tie it with what Mike said, basically a lot of this toxicity, you know, from like his personal opinions is kind of why animation discourse is the way that it is, because he would often like skew things a certain way that left out some very important context.
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine.
And unfortunately, if fans, and a lot of them, you know, because it's animation, a lot of them are kids. I'm not saying animation's for children, but I'm just, let's be honest here.
It lends itself to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just glad someone like that is no longer there.
I'll confess, I didn't actually know about that specific news about Cartoon Brew until you brought it up, but it is just so it is so satisfying to see that he's no longer with that.
I know, and like some of the people that are like sad about it, I'm like, sweetheart, you have like no idea. Oh, I didn't even uh mentioned the part about, him defending sexual predators like multiple times.
Oh, don't worry. There's
Oh.
government agencies now that are starting to do that. It's wonderful.
And like the other weird thing, and like, 'cause this is the thing, he's like such a hypocrite about it too. So I don't really watch The Loud House, but basically years ago, the creator got outed as like a sex uh pest, and basically, his whole thing is, well, the show should be canceled, and anyone, you shouldn't work on it because you're enabling the legacy of a predator. I'm like, dude, you fucking camped for
Okay.
John Kay. Shut up.
Okay.
Mm.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
The internet. That's
Hey.
literally the slug of the internet. What the actual fuck?
Speaking of John
Print it
Kay,
on a t-shirt.
speaking of John Kay,
Oh yeah,
he is-
part 2.
he is the reason why Cal Arts is an overused term that means literally fucking nothing, and B, just
Yeah, at this point, Hatsune Miku was Cal Arts.
Hatsune Miko's not
if-
even Hatsune Miku anymore.
if I never see that term again used incorrectly for the rest of my life, I will be
I know
So happy.
It's so annoying. And I hate that stupid fucking SpongeBob like shitpost dub video is forever gonna be evergreen.
or the meme of like animation in the 80s, animation today, and it's such cherry picked examples like to prove a point that nobody made.
And we're not even gonna mention that most animation in the 80s kind of look like shit.
That
Yeah. As someone who
Design-
lived through it, yes.
Designs were cool.
Designs were
Animation-
awesome. I mean,
Animation,
the nostalgia is the thing that makes you think, oh, it's so great. But honestly, unless you're counting like the Transformers '86 animated film, that was animated pretty well.
yeah, that's
No,
like
the
one of the
Transformers
standout
86 is
examples.
goated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
all right. You got some code?
if we have time,
Yeah.
which
We have
I
all
think
the
this has
time.
been one of our more short, one of our shorter podcasts.
Yeah, what do you got?
I was thinking of like, the other day. The other day I was thinking with a sense of whimsy. I was thinking about like foundational or formative movies or TV shows or animations or whatever.
Kind of made us who we are.
Yeah, like the kind of thing where it's like, when you think back to like the earliest example of something or like something that really affected your life or something like that.
Ooh.
I mean, just because I just brought up Transformers '86, that is
Yeah.
one that is a foundational movie for me. It's a formative movie for me, and it's something that like, it's still on my top 10 list.
Yeah.
And also it's like a rock opera. It's like an animated robot rock opera. What more do you want out of life? And plus the character says shit. Anyway, I mean, but like it was also little 5-year-old me first encounter with death.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yes. It
oh yeah,
was.
because this would have been before The Lion King, which is one of
Yes,
my formative
and I was
movies.
born. I'm an old man, but it was my first encounter with death. It really was, and it was like, it was the thing where, and I loved Optimus Prime. I'm one of those kids where I cried about it. I cried over Optimus Prime's death, but I still watched the movie because the movie was actually really cool.
Yes.
So like I'm not, that's the one thing where like I oftentimes will agree with John Campia, but when it comes to this movie, vehemently disagree. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to think about it, right? Like I would say like Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back is definitely one of them because it shows it not only was, I think, the best Star Wars movie ever, but also the fact that it shows that sometimes the good guys don't always win. At the end of that, they are left pretty much reeling. What else was there? Batman '89 was like a wake up call to my little inner goth kid. that I never knew that I had, and growing up, Catholic and kind of in a strict household and stuff, and I didn't know that I would love that. I would say Dark City was an
Ooh.
extension of that, because Dark City was the movie that sort of was like, I saw the trailer for that. I wasn't allowed to watch the movie. I saw the trailer for that, and my mind exploded because it was so cool. Looking back on it now, it's just so 90s trailer, but like,
Oh yeah.
but it was
Oh,
a good trailer because it didn't really give away anything. That was the cool thing about it. It was so mysterious. Like these demonic, dudes just floating and stuff. It was so disturbing and I loved it. And I don't know why, but I just did. And geez, what else? I had like a whole list, but yeah, it's an interesting thing to consider.
For me, the things that were formative for me growing up, and I really didn't realize them until it got or how I think, was my favorite movie of all time is Cool Runnings. I really honestly don't think I'm going to like a movie more than I like Cool Runnings. And I didn't realize
Nice.
how much that actually like got into my brain of how I think about things. Like the many talks with the coach and Darius when they're talking and talking about like, if you're not good enough without the gold medal, you'll never be good enough with it. And then like when he's like, how will I know if I'm good enough? He's like, when you cross the finish line, you'll know. And it's just the teamwork, the camaraderie, all that. The amount of times that I quote that movie living in Wisconsin and people are like, what is it? I'm freezing my Royal Rastafarian nays off. Like there's like, and also like going out snowmobiling and stuff with people are like, you ever get hurt? I'm like, no. Your bones do not break in a snowmobile. No, they shatter. Oh, so a bobsled is a push cart with no wheels. What is this? You push it down the icing. Ice? Yeah, ice. As in igloos and Eskimos and penguins and ice? Yeah. See ya. Where you going? I'm gonna go take a hot shower. I'm getting cold to take about all this ice. But so about this bobsled team, whoever. The dialogue in that movie is so fucking good. But
That's so
like
great.
it's formed what I love to appreciate in media in certain things where like actual honest to God camaraderie between people gets to me more than anything. Fucking shocking. My favorite anime of all time is Gurren Lagann. That didn't totally give that away. But growing up, honestly, the reason why I am the way that I am is because I grew up being raised watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nice.
Like, people are like, you're really quick-witted and you think of comments. I'm like, I literally grew up idolizing Will Smith in the 90s. It just kind of happens that way. And like the Batman, like Batman Forever will be infinitely one of my most favorite movies of all time. That is one movie that like gun to your head, you have to quote the entire movie in order without being shown anything. That's one that I could do. That whole scene with oh man, who is the guard? The actor who plays the guard, is it Dennis Knight? No. The guard that gets stuck in the safe with Two-Face.
Oh.
What's that actor's name? I want to say it's Dennis Knight, but it's not. What is his name?
Joe something. Wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Oh,
He's like
Joe Grafasi.
Joe Grafasi. But you said you'd let me live. Too true, and so you shall. Nothing better than lie bait the trap a bat. Like that's it's
I love it when he's like, another day of wine and roses, or in your case, beer and pizza.
Pizza. Your case beer pizza. My hearing aid. Thanks. Oh no! It's boiling!
Melting.
It's boiling acid.
He was so good at self-narrating, you didn't need to see it. It was like a radio play.
It was so good. Ding dong. Blast him! God, that movie's so fucking good.
Movie is so
Like, I love how Tommy Lee Jones goes into that cafe and tells Jim Carrey, I cannot sanction your buffoonery.
Mhm.
Tommy, bring it in real close. Bring it in,
Tommy.
bring it in real close. Did you watch you in this movie?
Has he watched him in any movie? Has he watched himself in any movie? Because
I
like
don't
there was a
think
movie
so.
called Firebirds where he was talking to like he's talking about how to enter a helicopter, how to enter a military helicopter. And he goes, put your hands here, 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 and here. Put your feet here, 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 and here. Do not
Yeah.
step here or there.
Yeah, that movie, the Batman Forever, is also the movie that I forget every time until I watch it that Drew Barrymore's in it for roughly 4 minutes.
Oh,
I'm putting something
She-
in the
she
in the
is
chat
the-
that you're gonna like.
is.
She's the white twin
She
for
is.
Two-Face. Yeah, everyone
It was her
forgets
and
that.
yeah.
I don't remember who the other one was.
Debbie Mazar or something.
Maybe, but like there was that, the
Sugar and
mask.
Spice.
Yeah, the mask. This is gonna sound so bad because the movie's awful, but it was oh man, what was it called again? It was an action movie starring Dennis Rodman. What was it called?
God.
Double Dragon?
No.
Double team?
No. Oh, it's gonna bug me.
Are you talking about the one with wait?
Rodman action
Oh,
movie?
God.
I want to say it's one word. No, because he wasn't in it with somebody else. It was
Okay.
just starring him.
Oh, it was just starring him?
I want to say it was just starring him. I could be very wrong.
Oh shit.
Simon Says! That's what it was!
That's the
Simon
one.
Says! That movie is so bad, but I had it on VHS and I watched the shit out of it when I was younger. But like the other one, obviously, if we're gonna do formative stuff, like in my main years, was obviously Gurren Lagann, but like, I mean,
Mhm.
it's Supernatural. I have the fucking
Yeah.
anti-possession tattoo.
I got you.
Like it's it's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon also was a
You know,
spectacular movie growing up.
that is on my list. That is on my list because I saw that movie in theaters 8 times.
Nice.
Partially
Damn.
because of Zhang Ziyi, but also because her character was awesome. Everybody hated her, and like my family hated her. My parents hated her. They thought that she was the villain of the film. I was like, no, she is not. She is seeking freedom from repression. Like
Yes.
I totally got it. Anyway, not that it has anything to do with religious trauma. Anyway, it's fine. But yeah, so that was a movie. Also, I'm gonna here's one that maybe not a whole lot of people know. Hard Boiled
Oh,
by John Woo.
Yep.
That is the action movie to end all action movies right there. That is the
It's up
first movie that I ever saw where I took note of like a one shot. I didn't know what to call it because I did not know technical terminology.
Yes.
I didn't know that it was called a oneer, but that movie was the first time that I ever noticed that they did a oneer, and it was complex as shit. Everybody just jumping out of like different areas and stuff, and they did it in one take. I was like, how did this happen?
Did you play the video game that was basically a sequel to that?
Oh, Stranglehold? I
Yeah.
have not, but I have it. I know that I have it somewhere. But yeah, I did not play that. But Hard Boiled is amazing. And one of my all-time favorite Hong Kong action movies. And Crouching Tiger, I will say this for it as well. I grew up watching because my dad was into it, so I grew up watching a lot of like, those 70s and 80s and even 90s Hong Kong action movies, right? Like a lot of Jet Li and a lot of Chow Yun-fat and a lot of like Jackie Chan and stuff like that, and of course Bruce Lee. But like Crouching Tiger was the first time where it was like full like wuxia, like crazy flying stuff, and like insane stunt work and everything. That it still looked kind of naturalistic in its own way. Like if you're willing to accept the fact that people can kind of fly, it's almost superhero-y in that sense. But it's
Almost.
like it was such a well done film, and again, it's thematically very rich, and also
absolutely.
Z was very pretty. So I like the pretty.
Honestly, a movie that I wouldn't say shaped me, but I think I watched so many damn times and compared to Cool Runnings when I was younger growing up was Rush Hour.
Oh yeah, Rush
I
Hour.
watched the
Classic.
living shit out of Rush Hour.
Classic.
That's
Classic.
a good
So
one.
good. Yeah, that's so good. Remember when Chris Tucker was an action movie star?
Dude.
I miss seeing him more.
That
often.
and Money Talks. That was the other one. Him and Charlie Sheen. That movie was great.
Money Talks, yeah.
Yeah, and another, oh boy. Martin Lawrence and oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to think of his name. Main actor from Shawshank Redemption. Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins.
Mhm.
They did a movie called, I want to say it was it Nothing But Trouble? No, what was it? Oh, what the hell was it called? There was Tim Robbins, Martin Lawrence, Nothing to Lose. That's what it was.
Oh.
It was this movie about how like this guy is a career criminal and some other things, or he's done some shady shit. And then Tim Robbins' character like hates his boss, and he like chops basically the dick off of a statue in his fucking office, and like they go through these hijinks of other stuff he gets entitled into and other things to like do whatever. And there's one scene at the end of it where they finally catch up to the people that are like going after him for other reasons, and he's like, in this world, there's something, and because he's holding a gun to him, he's like, in this world, there are something and there are killers. And what are you, huh? What are you? I'm
Mhm.
married, and he shoots him. it's so good. God, it was one of those that was awesome. I loved it growing up. It was one of those movies where, like, before he became the Connie guy, what's his name? John Scrubs. McGinley?
McGinley.
John
Yeah.
McGinley. Yeah.
Like, back when he was an action star, when people like to forget when he was in movies like The Rock and some other things, and like,
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, man,
Winners
The
go
Rock
home-
was
winner-
such a good movie.
winners go home and fuck the prom queen. She was the prom queen. I just pray they haven't changed the timing.
God.
That was not
the
a
only
bad.
thing
I'm
I
not
want to
bad. That
know
wasn't
is,
bad.
are you happy with your haircut? That movie is my favorite Michael Bay movie. Okay, like we
Yeah.
trashed Michael Bay earlier, but I will say that that movie I did love.
Michael
Very,
Bay
very
has
much.
got some good films. He's done some errors,
He
like
has.
his Transformers movies, and then when he told Scarlett Johansson no,
The
when she wanted to
first
go
Transformers movie was good.
yeah, and when they told Scarlett Johansson no, when she said she wanted to go topless in the island. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Agree. And I like The Island. I thought
Speaking
that was
of
a
The
decent movie.
Island, they reused a shot from that movie in
I think it's
Is it
Transformers 2.
is
Yeah.
it 2?
Are
When
you
they're
talking
going
about
down the
highway scene?
freeway?
I'm not
Yeah, the
surprised.
the
that's
highway
2.
scene.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2.
2, yeah.
I mean,
that
hey,
was-
you spent the money on that. Like, you probably saved about $10 million there. So I'm like,
yeah.
I don't think anyone noticed it till like
Someone
years
pointed it out.
later.
I didn't notice until someone pointed it out. You saved all that money so you could show Bumblebee pissing on John Turturro in the first movie, like the legit one bad decision. Like,
Oh,
B, stop lubricating on the man.
stop lubricating the man.
God, that is like so cringe.
Oh,
I guess I'll just because I don't want to get to mine, but I guess in hindsight, probably the movies that like altered my brain chemistry. I would say like the most. I mean, obviously, one of my all-time favorites, Nightmare Before Christmas. Like that was my obsession. But in terms of like, the movies that actually like functionally like changed me, probably. And I feel bad. I haven't watched it in years. Probably the Bend It Like Beckham. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
wow.
know that's so cliche.
I mean, it is a good choice.
yeah, it's a good choice.
But I guess another one, I mean, technically it is a movie, but probably Dead Leaves.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was actually just talking about this the other day because we were talking about like Cat in the Hat. We were talking about the Mike Myers version because
I have watched that movie a shitload times
I
more than I
know.
probably should have.
okay, but here's like the funny thing with me, like that was like one of the few movies I was not allowed to watch. I didn't even see it till I was like in like middle school. Meanwhile, my mom, it was like totally cool, full frontal in like Titanic, Clan of the Cave Bear, cool, no problem with that. Cat in the Hat, you are not going to be, violated like that, which to me
Well,
is like hilarious.
grand scheme of things. Yeah, no furries, yeah.
I will say for me, in terms of American action movies or Arnold movies, I guess if you want to say it, this movie
Yeah.
remains on my top 10 list to this day of favorite films. Not just formative, favorite. Commando.
Nice.
Amanda was up there.
Nice.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
I love Bennett.
Come on,
I love
Bennett,
that there
that's
was like
body.
an interview with that guy, with Vernon Wells, and he's talking about it, and he's like, they're like, "What message do you have for the fans?" And he's like, "Bennett knows where you live." He's fucking
God.
funny as hell. I love him.
God.
Oh,
Man.
Pringle brought up one for me. Tropic Thunder
Oh, nice. Yeah.
is it's just one of those movies that has just some of the most outlandish jokes in it. Like the
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It's also a lot just more funnier in hindsight, because Scott Rudin got his comeuppance like a couple years
Yes.
ago.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: if like Tom Cruise is making fun of you and calling you an asshole, I think you might be an asshole.
exactly. But speaking of Ben Stiller, another formative, if we're talking
Dodgeball.
about
Dodgeball for me, now that I'm remembering it.
Yeah,
Dodgeball, yes,
definitely.
but I was actually going back to Zoolander, the first
Oh,
Zoolander.
yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, the only Zoolander.
Yeah, let's not talk. When I tell you, Zoolander 2 is the only movie that I went to the 99.999999999 repeating of walking out of that theater. And Deadpool was
Ooh.
playing in the next screening, so I was very
shit.
fucking tempted.
You honestly should have walked right into Deadpool.
Oh, it was so bad. Oh, that was so bad. Like that, people do not give Zoolander enough credit for how that movie should not have turned out as well as it did, and it's because of its writing. That movie is immaculately well written.
You know what
Mhm.
other really bad one is? Little Fockers. Oh my God.
I
Oh my
never
God,
saw
I
Little
forgot.
Fockers, but I
Oh,
did see like the first. Actually, no, I've only ever seen Meet the Fockers.
Okay.
You know,
Pringle's asking
Team
if we ever saw Team America.
Oh, I have
Yes.
seen Team America.
Oh, yes.
I bring up the montage song to so many people as much as I can. So there's ones that I'm forgetting about here. One I completely forgot was Stand By Me. That was one that was a really big formative me for younger growing up. But honestly, more than Team America was Basketball.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
When me and this girl, there's no way she's ever seen this because she's not a big YouTuber podcasting person. This girl that I went to school with, Brittany, and I worked with for years, we used to quote basketball at each other so fucking much. And when I tell you one of my favorite movie quotes of all time is, "God damn it, man, I swear to God, you guys make fun of me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here." Or one of the darkest jokes that I didn't fully get until I was older when I rewatched it as an adult. So those who have not seen Borat is definitely up there also. But for those of you who have not seen Basketball, that one of the main points is that when they're up to bat, you have to try and psych them out. So you say jokes that are like whatever to make them laugh or catch them off guard. And there's this giant guy, Ed Tunnel, that plays for, I want to say their team was called the LA Riots. But so he's this big giant guy, and Squeak Scolari is the little like dude that they always make fun of. That's like, you go up and get him. He won't expect it coming from you. He's like, I'm not gonna get that. And then all of a sudden he starts writing this joke in, and he's like, I'm not gonna remember all that. And he goes, here. So he just whips a Sharpie out of his pocket and writes the entire joke on Squeak's hand. So you see him coming up to the plate, looking at his hand, going,
My God.
Tunnel, what do you want, Squeak? Your mother's deaf. And Tunnel goes, my mother's dead, you little twerp. And then Squeak, like squinting his eyes, goes, I guess that's why she didn't move around a whole lot.
Oh, no.
That's bad.
Oh,
Tunnel misses the shot by a country
no.
mile. And then they go over, congratulate Squeak, and he's like, "You got him, you're going." And all of a sudden, Tuttle gets up and he goes, "Guys, I don't think that was a good idea. He looks really, really mad. No, he's going to be fine." And then it goes into a montage of Squeak getting the shit beat out of him by this guy in the background while they're doing these newspaper clip. There's like news edits, but the best part of that movie is they got the guy from Unsolved Mysteries to be in the movie later.
Robert
Because,
Stack.
like,
Nice.
yes, because, like, the main point of the movie is that you're not supposed to have, like, corporate sponsorships and all this. And, like, they wanted it to be basic where you don't trade players, teams don't move. And one of the other guys, like, got a trade deal done to where they could get merchandise. And then you find out that it's being made by these little kids in the Middle East, and that, like, lost them all this publicity. So Trey Parker's character goes out to, like, correct it and get them, like, correctional health care and all this other stuff, and they show it on the news. And they're like, as it shows up, we're like, we still have no fucking idea where this guy is. And it shows them winning the Grand Cup at the end of it as he's celebrating in the middle of, like, Milwaukee. But yeah, that movie is fucking ridiculous. It's from the South Park writers, so you know what you're getting when you go into it. It's fucking ridiculous.
This is not a movie, but something that's very formative to my sense of humor. Homestar Runner.
Hopes,
Oh,
yes.
God.
Homestar Runner.
That-
I can see that.
Like that just like defined my generation for like pretty much throughout my like from like elementary school to like all the way up to like high school. And even now they still put out shorts on
Yes.
on YouTube that I will check in on.
My Lappy 487, that weighs a very portable 872 pounds.
I can't tell you the amount of times I quote computer over virus equals very yes, and the
Strong-
copy just peed the carpet.
Yes. That was one thing. Our very first youth pastor, Brian, had a computer in his room that we watched like Strong Bad's emails every single Wednesday when we were in there. It was some of the best shit ever. It was so good. And home.
I miss that
stuff.
version of
What,
YouTube,
no?
to be honest, or that version of the internet, I should say.
Yes.
Same.
Back when you had like just treasure troves of stuff that you could find on the internet.
Mhm.
Like, has anyone seen Super Mario Frustration?
No.
It's
I will
been
now.
a while, but I remember.
What? Okay, so for some context, it's this guy who gets these fake Mario levels and is trying to make it through them. And the best way I can describe his voice is if you mixed Bo Rat and Christopher Walken.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God.
Oh, God.
And it's some of the just
Maybe I won't now.
no, it's funny. Trust me, it's so funny, at least to me. Where like he's going through, he's missing this. It's like we start out without a flaw. What kind of guy designed this Koopa? You are a cocksucker. He's going through these lines. God, it's great. Oh, what were some other ones you guys seen originally from YouTube?
A lot of the Newgrounds stuff.
Newgrounds. Yeah, that was up there.
Yeah.
Um,
I would say more for me, I was kind of an AMV girly. Like the
so
Windows
was I.
Yeah, the Windows Movie Maker. Do you remember like what was that effect called? It was like the strobe rainbow effect. And every time
Oh man.
and like whenever it's a shipping video, every like 90% of them were like Cascada's like every time we touch.
Oh, and
Mhm.
the most famous one that Wooly from Two Best Friends mentions a lot is Vegeta with it's not Adam's song. What the hell is it? I can't remember what it is, but there's a very famous Vegeta one that
That or like 3 Days Grace, like Animal That I Will Become.
yeah, Animal I Have Become was a very big one.
Oh yeah, or it's like the Linkin Park Park Naruto AMVs.
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
God.
I just listened to a cover of The Animal I Have Become, and it was actually really good.
There is a song. Its actual technical title is Wonderwall if it was performed by Linkin Park. That is the actual name of the song. And it's on Spotify because that's how he describes it. It's not a cover. He literally said this it's really good. It's really good. It's I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's
I can kind of imagine that.
AMVs, man, yeah, there was a lot of Linkin Park in the end. Yeah, that was definitely up there. Numb or Fort Minor with Remember the Name, that was another one.
Yep.
Man, Disturbed.
Pretty sure there were like Papa Roach ones, Disturbed.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Oh God, Papa
definitely
Roach too.
Papa Roach.
Jesus. Oh yeah, and Disturbed Get Down to Sickness. Like, oh my God, I can't even tell me how many, Nine-Tailed Fox, Naruto, and Inuyasha Transforming, or like Hollow, like Ichigo, like had that fucking song in there.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot. And then like crack jokes is what started on the early ons.
Lol,
back.
XD.
Yeah. Good lord. Yeah, the original of when Let's Play channels were like a small thing that you had to look for to see if you found one that you liked.
Oh my God.
Like
Oh,
Cypher on
Jesus
48 was one that I watched quite a bit in Durden 77, I want to say what it was. He did a Banjo-Tooie Let's Play, and then him and Durden did a Resident Evil 5 Let's Play that was just fucking, and like it was space age technology to figure out how to capture your stuff and get it on YouTube back then.
And this
Now-
was before they did it
Oh,
live
yeah.
too.
Exactly. Now it's just a built-in app into your systems now. You don't even got to buy extra hardware.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it is. Now it's the opposite effect of finding Let's Plays that you like because there's 4 billion of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of them are just like, whoa, kids, now we're gonna. I
can't with that. No. I'm like, no.
Yo, this shit is sick, bro. Look at this.
Smash that
fam.
like button.
You know what it-
fam.
You know what it reminds me of? My definition of what like it is in real life. Has everyone seen that fucking, I know you have, that mobile commercial where they're quite obviously not playing the game, but they're shooting at the things, the waves coming at them on the bridge to knock the
Oh
numbers down in the
God, yes.
And every time you see it, it's the same clip, but it's a different person commenting on it, and you can very much tell they're just saying over footage they're being shown and not actually playing it. But they always comment, there, I'm actually in the game. This is super real. I got to get this tower here. Just stop. God, no one's buying that game. No one whatsoever. Please
I
stop.
see those ads way too often.
Oh God,
Ugh.
yeah.
Ugh. Well, no one like, and I'm not saying I'm an original streamer, but like everyone does the exact same thing with Let's Plays now. You just hope to get famous with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because which honestly, the discoverability on Twitch and YouTube sucks balls. It really,
Yeah, it
really
does.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, but
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, does anyone got anything? Oh wow, Giancarlo Esposito was in that movie. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, I still have the IMDb up for Nothing to Lose, and I forgot he was in that movie.
Wow.
Does
Yeah.
anyone have anything else?
I
Nope.
think we're kind of ending this on a high.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. That was good. That was now there's one where I do eventually, and if we get more people, I want to eventually do basically a mailbag segment at some point, which anyone who ever watches this, nope, that's not the one. That is open for anyone who ever wants to send in questions that I would gladly, if they ever get there, to do a mailbag segment or something on here. There is a point where until something like that ever happens, if it does, where I do want to do like a kind of sign-in question like that. And there's one that I have, but I'm trying to come up with my own 10 for it because it's a very hard question that all of you know the answers for. And I know the answers for, but you have to kind of jog your brain to remember it. And you'll know what I mean by that when I send it into the chat, because it's something you would know from your whole life up until now. All of us who've lived at least 30 years, some a little bit more, that you've had these feelings about these kind of things, and it's been a trend to bring it up as of recently. What I'm trying to be as vague as possible so you don't
It's
start
so
thinking of
vague.
it.
Yeah.
But this is a spot on description of what it is. It's just you're feeling towards something that people didn't talk about until it became a trend
Okay.
to talk about it. But I have like 5 of my 10 loaded. So I want us to like come up with 10. And when I have my 10 locked, because it's going to take a while, I'm going to shoot it in. And when we have all of our 10, we're going to not tell each other what our 10s are.
Okay.
Because I want this to be a shock when they get brought up. And we're going to show pictures and everything and the whole shit. It's going to be a fun time. And it's probably going to be a half an hour segment in and of itself. And it's going to be funny because I know some of us are going to have no shame in what we say. What are our 10s of? Pringle, don't worry. It's probably going to be the most unintentionally funny subject that we bring up, but it's going to be an honest, funny subject.
Sounds good to me. All right. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. But all right. So, yeah, we are out of here. Kiona, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on the Twitter at Neoplasmics24, also on Instagram and Threads at Neoplasmic81, and on Twitch and Blue Sky at Neoplasmic. The Twitch will be back up and running soon. So getting back to that.
Nice. Bree, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at crazylemur.bsky.social. Also on Instagram at lemurs1. I'm also around the Discords. If you know where to find me, you'll know where I'm at.
Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. In Escape, so do we.
Absolutely. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. If any of you are fans of and are ready for Ghost of Yotei coming out, I am doing a giveaway on my Twitch channel on October 2nd at midnight when the game comes out. All you will have to do to win is be subscribed and watching at the time that it gets played. Yes, I'm talking about you, Manny. I will call you out every single time. $5 to win something that's worth 80. Your subscription will get you a little thing to enter into the little giveaway thing that I have set up through Streamlabs, and it'll puke out the winner right about an hour and a half in. So yeah, if you are into cosplaying and such, I am on Instagram at Organoid Zero. All my convention adventures are there. Yeah, that is all that I have. Until next time, we will see you all later.
See you for episode 50.
Bye.
Oh, yes,
Woo,
episode
yes.
50 next time.
Woo!
Woo!